You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Not even thinking that we would realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go on this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites still in bed. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yes. Somebody help. Come and put a hand. Come and wipe away the blight and see what the plight that befall the man of this land. What's going on here? I would like to know why the whole world is in a turmoil. So it look as if we fire God from the job and give the work to the Beelzebub. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. If you have to never like I understand. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. If you don't know never like I understand. Like if Satan in control of running the land. Hey man. Oh man. There's only wars and rumors of wars. Incurable disease go from sea to seas and they happen without a cause. Strange phenomena now happen everywhere. The callousness of this world has the world in fear. Politics and weaponry have taken its toll. They have the whole world out of control. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. It don't happen here well I can understand like it. Oh yes man. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing going on here well I can understand like it. Satan in control of running the land. Oh man. get at ease, we turn to religion. But then in a quest to do our best, we end up in real confusion. Some religious leaders so phony and vain, allow religious morals to go down the drain. Their materialism make them feel them is Lord, robbing the world in the name of God. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing we're going on here, well, I can understand that the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing we're going on here, well, I can understand that the Satan in control of running the land. Oh man. Take control, let's reconstruct the world. Sweep out all parasites, phonies and blights. What is wrong, let us make it right. Stop this social, moral and religious decay. Our world wasn't meant to be this way. For heaven's sake, let's not fall for deceit. Put God back in the driver's seat. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing going on here, well, I can't understand. The devil have a hand in running the land. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing what's going on here, man, I can't understand. Like if Satan in control of running the land. Oh man. Oh man. The devil have a hand. The devil have a hand. Oh yes. In running the land. The devil have a hand. The devil have a hand. The thing I have in here I can understand. Like the Satan in control of running the land. We quarrel and we fight. We are doing right. Oh yes. The devil have a hand in running the land. We forget what's good. Not doing the things we should. Ah yes man. The Satan in control of running the land. I can't understand why. I can't understand. Oh yes man. Corrupt teachers, phony preachers, bogus leaders, Satan workers. Oh yes man. I can't understand. Well I can't understand. Satan in control of running the land. Place of worship. Show no friendship. Only money. That's all they see. I can't understand. Come on, man. Yes, man. I mean, the devil have a hand in running the land, Lord. The devil have a hand in running the land, man. The thing I go down here, well, I can understand. Like Satan in control of running the land.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And I tell you guys, you know, we have a report tonight that, you know, I kind of received in my mailbox, and we're gonna talk about that tonight. We're gonna talk about that tonight. Explosive report, explosive. Let me say welcome to no other than Diana, Benskin, Stormy, The Storm, Greta, Waveney, the Bajan, McDonald boy.
Who's that buddy boy? Oh, that me? Oh.
Yeah, right, you.
Good night, people. What's up? What's up? I guess no more arrows are coming my way.
No other than Diana Benston, the Storm boy.
They're on for something else now.
Yeah, let me bring in no other than Marshall Tommy, the Commissioner of Newark, Nesbitt boy.
A pleasant good evening. A pleasant good evening to each and everyone. It's always a joy and a pleasure to be in the village. When there's a storm, of course.
Hey. You making fun of me or what? You want making fun of? I know where you live, you know. Okay.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
A storm on Wall Street would be chaotic, you know.
What boy that would be massive destruction, man.
They need a storm in Trinidad. That's what
storm
they need,
pass
a
on Wall
real
Street.
storm.
That could be worse than September 11th, you know. that can be worse than 11th of September. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
You remember that destruction?
But you know,
Yeah.
Anselm, I never told the story on the air here, I think. But years before, like in the late 80s, in the 90s, I had got a job offer in the World Trade Center, and I didn't feel comfortable up there. And I didn't take, and it was paying me good money, yeah? Good money. I didn't take it.
Well, let me tell you my story. On that day, that same day, I am accustomed traveling from Maplewood to downtown Wall Street. And I normally leave home about I would say I leave home about 5:30. I used to get like the 5:45 train out of Maplewood, right? And you get to work by about 6:30, right? And I passed through that same building at about maybe 6:20 in the morning, and I stand corrected on this. I think my wife also worked in the same building, but somehow she was not in the building on that day, right? I think she was at another location or something on that day, right? But both of us at some point in time would have passed through that building. I know many people who I travel with had to pass through that building in order to get to work. And I mean, that day was crazy, man. People just, and I was already in on job because I used to be the first one into work, eh? And I did doing the work and all kind of thing, and people come in and say, "Boy, Anselm, you ain't see what happened, boy? What happened?" I said, "I don't know." They say, "Boy, a plane crashed into the World Trade Center." I said, "What?" And I tell you, I went outside, and the place was full of ash all over the place. And listen to this, eh? This is honest. I went back upstairs. I pick up my briefcase, and I went up to 42nd Street, and I get the last train out of New York going to New Jersey. The train left. That was about a train at maybe about 11 something in the morning, and after that, there was no trains going from Penn Station to New Jersey. So you had to find other means of getting home, and people had to walk, you know. People walk, but people had to walk home.
Tell you, when it hit the World Trade Center, I worked at 34th Street, and the janitor in the building, you know, the janitors in the building, they came floor to floor for sources. Something happened. We saw it on TV, but it was like, what is going on? And I sensed danger, and I was high up in the air, and I said, "See me, I leaving." So I was a supervisor. I told my people under me, I said, "Let's go." But the office manager is telling us to stay put. I said, "Olia, let's go." Right? Follow me. And don't take the elevator. And we went down the stairs. We were on the 12th, 11th floor, somewhere up there. I can't remember now. And we walked down at the Diana, you sure? I said, "Get out of this building. You don't want to be high up. You don't know what's going on." And then they said, because it was so close to, what's that building there? The 34th Street, that Empire State
Building.
Right.
Yeah.
They thought they were targeting those, special buildings in Manhattan. And the office manager blew in the face till finally somebody tell her, "You have to leave the building." Right? They came around and said, I had already evacuated the people I was responsible for. And I said, "Okay, we don't go in the subway, wherever you live, you gotta walk today. Because taxis went up the roof. I had to buy a pair of sneakers because I was working in heels. I had to buy, I call it my World Trade sneakers, which I still own today. A great pair, like I think a pair about $5 for. And let me tell you, I walked all the way down. I was living in Brooklyn then. And I walked all the way. And when we were going toward either Manhattan Bridge or Brooklyn Bridge, a building came tumbling down. And and then they turned, the sea of people turned around and just pushed you the other way, and I fell, but I was helped up back, to standing position. And I was covered in some of that ash. When you get over the bridge you walked over, which was the Brooklyn Bridge, they rinse you off with whatever, But I couldn't get a taxi from Brooklyn Bridge to the part of Brooklyn I live. Everything went up like 100%. A $7 ride became $700. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, whoa. I'm like, what? So that was a harrowing day. And then I didn't want to go back to work, to the job, because I was like, when I did go back, every sound, every siren I heard, I jumped. And I said, you know what? I got to quit this job. I can't work in Manhattan no more.
Yeah, but it's interesting, right? That on my way home on the train, you can actually see the World Trade Center. And when you looked out at the World Trade Center, that's when the building came down. We actually saw the building coming down, right? I mean, it was a traumatic. It was a traumatic experience, and that was the time that we could have worked home sort of virtually. They had implemented sort of, we used to work like maybe one day from home virtually. So we worked from home for like about 2 weeks before we were able to come back into Manhattan. I mean, it was, and now in order to get to Wall Street, you had to go up to like Christopher Street, which was like up by 14th Street. And then you had to take another train to come back down to Wall Street, because you couldn't just, there's no trains coming into the World Trade Center. And that was the hub, for many people coming from New Jersey, if you didn't go to 34th Street. So it was a hell of an experience, boy. I wouldn't wish that experience on, on my worst enemies. But in spite of all of that, let me get this here. Let me get this here first before we even start. I want to do something here a little different. Let me get this one here. I want to get this. And all you don't be upset with me. I want to do this. Don't be upset with me. Don't be upset with me. I want to do this. All right, hold on. Well, let's just bear with me there for a minute.
For the first person that come in the village.
I want to give a round of applause. This hasn't happened a lot in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. All right, so let me say this. Hold up. All right, hold up. Let me stop that, folks. Let me just stop that. Hold on. Let me say to Fish Sticks, and Fish Stick was in first tonight. Fish Stick, that round of applause was especially for you, but part of that round of applause was also for Vonnie Roberts. Vonnie Roberts was second today. I think this is the first time in a long time where we had 2 meals back to back, right? 2 meals. Fish Stick and Vonnie Roberts. Finally. But wait now. It was a tie too, It wasn't a shirt. It was a tie. 5:56 p.m. for Fish Sticks. 5:56 p.m. for Vonnie Roberts. I feel they call each other and they plot. because Nadia was at 557.
Hey!
Hey, Fish Sticks and Bonnie, all of that wrong of applause for the first time in the village, eh? But I want all to continue that. All your platter, man. Call up Choice Smith. Call up Heidi.
Somebody distracted Nadia with a phone call. That's why.
No. Nobody distract Nadia.
You
Don't try to
think
give
so?
Nadia no talk. Nah,
Yeah,
because
somebody distract you, man.
Nadia was third, but Vonnie Roberts was fourth. You understand? So what kind of distraction thing? And not only that, but Vonnie Roberts tied with Nadia for third because both of them was
Oh,
at 557. So it's first, second, and third, boy. What? Nah, boy. The village gonna be nice tonight.
A little testosterone power.
Yeah, man. It's about time. Every single day. Every day. Oh God, it's Nadia. Right? Oh God.
but
Hey,
that
fish and bunny, boy. Eh?
that testosterone power don't stand for too long.
No. There's something new, man. There's something new. Something new. Something new in the village, man.
Tommy, you pick up on it, right?
I hear
Yeah.
you.
You say testosterone stand. You think? You think that's slow?
I I never said I asked Tommy. I hear
Yeah,
Tommy
you see,
laugh.
but you sometimes you gotta leave well alone. You know what I mean? You gotta
Exactly.
leave well alone sometimes. So of course, Bonnie Roberts was third and I tied with Nadia. Nadia was fifth. Fish Sticks was sixth. Fish Sticks says, Vonnie inside, rain falling. Them ladies don't have time with Wall Street tonight to take first place. I don't know what rain falling had to do with anything, you know. I don't know what Fish Stick is insinuating, right? I
I
don't
me
know.
neither.
I don't know. I don't know when rain falling, people just stay inside and shelter. I know.
And
Right?
I don't know what Rajvi incinerated. Hi Gary, how you doing? That's my brother.
Who's that guy Madia?
Yeah.
Hey, guy Madia, you inside what acts? Nadia was six, Vonnie Roberts was seven, Nadia was eight, Vonnie Roberts was nine, Vonnie Roberts was 10, Vonnie Roberts was 11. Nah, Nadia was 11. Oh God, look, Nadia and Vonnie sending all kind of flowers back to each other, boy. Pink, green, black, red. Oh
Hey,
God,
you
look
have
at
water
flowers.
today to drink? Drink some water, mind your business now.
Look at flowers. Tikisha was 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, Tikisha had to go to had to go to a PTA meeting tonight. We was trying to get Tikisha inside to talk about what going on with her grandson, but she had to go to a PTA meeting. Ulrich, look,
Hey, big brother
Diana,
Paul, what going on?
Diana, you know
Huh?
long we see Ulrich. What I'm to Ulrich?
Why you always ask me? I'm last time I checked, my name ain't Mrs. Murray, you know.
No, you misunderstanding the whole thing.
I don't track on no man. I don't
No,
know.
nobody.
The
You see,
only the
you
only
taking
person
it.
I just track is Stormy.
You
Where
taking
his
it to a point
whereabouts
when
are.
nobody's. No, you taking it to a place
But you
when
always
nobody's
asking me
taking it.
for
I
I
just
don't know
asked you a
where I
question.
I
How
don't know
Ulrich
where I
boy? I
don't
don't
keep
know.
I don't know neither.
But isn't you the one that brought Ulrich apartment to where he was renting?
Me? I
Eh?
don't need no I don't need no property in Trinidad. Not me. I good.
Oh, by the way, I just said that. I have something here. Let me see if I could find this one. I wonder if I find this one. Let me see if I find this one, boy. I have something here with Ulrich. Let me see if I could find it. Let me see if I do a quick thing and find. Oh God.
Hmm.
Let me see. Okay, this thing hung up again. Let me get out of there. This thing hung up again. Close program. Hold on there, folks. Uh-oh. I think it kicked me out.
Oh
All
dear.
right, let me try it. Let me try again once again. Ulrich. Ulrich, people say, boy, you're disowning your party, Ulrich. That's what I've been told. They say at one point, when you go up Lavantil, Ulrich was the PNM. Oh God, this thing, man. They wanted this thing, man. All right, folks. Ulrich, I don't think they want me to play that. Nah, it buffering. I have a video I want to play. I gotta look for it in another time. Because they want me to play it. I gotta close that program. Somehow they don't want me to play that video. But we go get back to it. Ulrich, don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Yeah, Ulrich, good night to you. Yeah. Hey, look, my good friend, John, UNC, Lavantil, Jadubia, boy. John.
How you know the woman is on UNC? How you know the woman is UNC?
But what? So why you getting between John and I?
How you know the woman is UNC?
But why you getting between our discussion? I call Joe name, I call your name. Tommy, help me out here, man. Referee, man.
Tommy, stay in your corner and drink your water.
I call him. All right, okay. I call him Joe name. John, you walk today? You say that walk in the morning. You walk this morning? I just want to know, you know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right?
No, my cautious Trini want to know.
No. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy, John, boy. Nadia, remember beat you today, boy. John, yeah, boy. The plot for Nadia today is Nadia. Every single day we come in the village is Nadia 1, Nadia 2, Nadia 3, Nadia 4, Nadia 5, Nadia 6, fish stick and running. What's in now, boy? We had to stop that, boy. We had to stop that. Hey, but Vonnie Roberts was right, boy. I mean, fish sticks. Nadia say, hi, June. Good night, love. I was sleeping, girl. Plenty rain.
Yeah, boy.
Fish stick was right, boy. Hey, fish stick was absolutely correct. Here, June, now. I slept all day, boy. Nice weather. Oh, what, boy? June and Nadia was doing the same type of sleeping, boy. I mean,
when you live in paradise, you could sleep while others have to get up and toil, you know.
Yeah, well, they sleep.
Well, 2 feet of snow, 3 feet, you still have to go to work up here, right, answer?
But they're doing the same type of sleeping, you know, in the middle of the day. All right, okay. Sharon Bernard, boy. Sharon Bernard. Sorry, Sharon. Sharon, excuse me. Okay, look, the friend from Toronto. Not Toronto, Mississauga. You know who that is, Dana?
Albert Montana.
I'm a partner, man. Albert Montana, boy. Albert! Welcome, boy. What is the stick saying here?
Hannah is Montana, but Albert is Montano.
Who is Montano?
She said Albert Montana, but I said it's Hannah Montana and Albert Montano.
Oh! You see, Diana, you're messing up the fella name. Montano
Albert Montano. Good evening.
Albert Montano is a very popular family in Trinidad.
Don't get between me and Albert now.
What's that? Imagine a Cuban
living in Trinidad,
have his eyes open and realize the crap.
Oh, I thought he was Venezuelan. Somebody said
he's more patriotic than any of us. To put his fear away and call on Rory to get out. Let me say something, Let me go solo for a little bit. I want to go solo. Let me say something, we have to face up to reality, and this is my perspective from a PNM perspective. This is a PNM perspective. We have to realize that there is a 90%, 90-something% chance that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley will serve out his term till 2025. So I am calling on the PNM people, we cannot have Dr. Rowley be the political leader of the party come 2025. So we have to get a viable candidate. So in 2025, the PNM could become a new and improved party. We cannot do that under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. So folks, within the PNM, it's time for us to get together and for Dr. Rowley to go back to Tobago, mining parrots, mining sheep, mining goats, right? And live forever and
I want to know.
Amen.
I want to know why you putting out so much energy on that whole scenario and situation.
Why is it that?
So what is this? Fixing the PNM?
Yeah. Because under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, the PNM is a broken party.
No, but
the PNM.
I thought we wanted a new perspective on governance in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, that's why we have to get new leaders. I can't talk for the UNC. When Gary comes, I'm gonna bring Gary in.
I want to know. I really want to know if you believe that the institution is not gonna continue with the same narrative.
Tommy, I honestly believe, right? I'm not gonna speak for the UNC. I honestly believe the PNM needs to get a new leader, right? Who's gonna take the party, right, into the next century with new ideas. You know, Tommy, you ever see certain products, and I tell people this when they come to run a development academy, I tell the parents this, right? I said, when your son or daughter leave running development academy and go back to high school or wherever they go, they're going to be new and improved. You ever see products come and it's new and improved, it have a new label, they add a little something to it, they add a little superfood or something to it? That is what the PNM needs. I think the UNC also needed too, but I don't want to talk for the UNC. I will let Gary speak for the UNC. I don't want to talk for them, right? But I believe that the two political parties in Trinidad and Tobago, the two main political parties, and I'm gonna expand it now to the UNC, need new leaders. Two of them. Because in my estimation, both of them are dinosaurs now. Right? And Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley let me make this quick analogy. I'm gonna go solo here. All right. 7 years ago, when Dr. Keith, and you know something, boy? You know something what people they say? People they say, boy, Wall Street hate Dr. Rowley. Wall Street hate Dr. Rowley. Let me tell you, lucidly clear. I could never hate. Listen carefully. I could never hate Dr. Rowley. Never. I could never have hate in my heart for Dr. Rowley or other people. However, the policies that have been implemented by Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley over the last 7 years, a lot of those policies I hate. For example, I hate what he did with exile and stranded citizens. I hate that for 7 years in the PNM, they have an abandoned building sitting in Chumaka Claventil, and 3 buildings have been unpainted for 7 years. I hate that for my constituency, my community of Chumaka Claventil, we wanted to have a Laventil to Washington Empowerment Center, and the people didn't get it. There are many other things I can say, but I have no hate. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. So let's put that in all the pipe, smoke it, however you want to do, wrap it, roll it, however you want to do it. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, wow. Anyway, before you continue, let me just shout out Nadia. She gave me such a nice, warm good evening this evening. So I would like to return it to her. It's right back at you, Nadia.
Okay, all right. Hey, Gary, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, family. How is everybody doing? Answer, the PNM need more than a leader transformation. There is a very deep history of extreme wickedness towards our people and mischievousness. All right. I mean, there's a lot of things, and Tommy, I mean, you might want to say something on that. I mean, because you've been on the ground a little bit, but I know for a fact. I mean, a lot of things we don't talk about, and we try to look over and try to move forward and to give a new leader a chance. But I think there is more than a leader transformation that we need there. It needs a real uprooting and overhaul, and the roots are so in depth that you really can't just change a leader alone.
I want to agree. I want to agree with you, Gary, that we need much more than what we are talking about. But the problem is societal.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Tommy.
The problem is we have to work on transforming the whole society. We had to get people to a place where they start to look at things in a different light. So they demand more from their elected officials, and not just say it, but are willing to take them to task on it in a serious way, instead of just marching and 9 days later you forget what they were arguing or fussing about. Because that's what happens. That's what happens, and there are so many things that needs to be addressed in a real way, instead of just a band-aid and back to business as usual. I just think the people have to demand more, and they will get better.
I think a lot of people not educated to the fact that they can really challenge the situation. And I mean, when you got the police force that you can't trust, when you got the judiciary you can't trust, I mean, how do you really proceed when the majority of the army you suspect might be with the political party because they have ruled the country so long? There's so many people in bed with this wickedness. I mean, just look at the Sabga report and how it was pressed and the amount of things tried to be done, and how they try to to toss this thing around, and play around with it. I just want to know where the hell was the TTPS head in all of this with Akil Chambers situation, all the kids that died. How can we allow these things to continue in our country? This kind of high class wickedness against children, man. Against children. I don't know, man. We need some kind of psychological Clorox to clean our brains out in the country to see that we are allowing this. But our people has no way. Who do you turn to? Who can you really trust? Because if you start a little thing there, you have no kind of support. You could get wiped out. A lot of people who made an attempt got killed. So I mean, no foreign country would really get involved with us because it's a sovereign country kind of thing. So who do you turn to? Who do we really turn to?
You see, Gary, I was just on the balance beam with respect to the PNM and the UNC, right? But you went one-sided, and you didn't say anything about the UNC, and you only addressed the PNM.
Well, I'm not saying the UNC don't need changes. To what I'm saying.
But you didn't address that though. You didn't address that. You just addressed the PNM. I addressed both the PNM and the UNC, and you just addressed the PNM. So it appears to me that the UNC is good under Mr. Kamla Prasad Besessa, as far as you are concerned.
It doesn't matter who the heck you put in the power. If the people don't have the right outlook on life and have the right attitude towards what the demands that they make are being met, or their needs are being satisfied in the right way, then they will just get crap, regardless of who they put there. That's why I'm saying that the education has to come with the constituents, the voters, the population, the citizens. Something has to happen.
Tommy, in politics, it starts from the leader. The leader is the one who establishes the climate of the organization.
But who puts the leader there?
The people. But the leader is the one who creates the climate. If the leader is creating a sort of despotic, which is Dr. Keith Christopher, a sort of despotic climate, what do you expect? If the leader is a maximum leader, right, and he leads with fear.
But if you want that, if that's what you want, you will get that. But if you're not taking that, you're not getting that.
But what I'm saying to you guys, listen, the thing about it is why I dealt with the PNM first is the PNM set everything in place in the country there. Everything was nurtured and run and manipulated by the PNM. No matter who comes there, right? No matter who comes there, the tentacles are in there. They're manipulating things from the army, the justice system, the EBC, you name it.
You just said the keyword. You just said the keyword system. The systems have to be upgraded. We need better systems.
But think about this, right? When another party comes into power, is the system there or the system changes?
The party had to play along. The party had to play along.
It's the same system.
So that's why we need
have to play along.
But the permanent secretary and them don't go home, Gary. When a new party comes into power, the permanent secretary goes home?
You just can't. It's just not here. Like you change a manager in a store, and you could, you could revamp and do certain things. The thing is so in depth, and you got so much hurdles to cross, and so many things against you. And it no matter who you put as leader in the new government, there's a lot of uprooting. And unless you go in there with a force to really uproot and have the authority to do these things and have the stamina to do it. First of all, they need the stamina. You don't need a soft person like Mrs. B says, sir. That is a boot to she and she start to shake and start to make moves based on because she's scared. You need a tough person. I don't care how kind-hearted she is, but Trinidad and Tobago needs a strong person who can stare the problems in his face and take it on head on, and who can lead and build a team to follow through, and the leader can really delegate. That's how Dr. Rowley dominating things. And I have real questions, concerns and questions about Dr. Rowley really dominating things. How much is he really dominating? Is he really calling the shots? It looks like he's calling the shots, but I don't know if he's calling the shots 100%.
That's why I keep saying we need an overarching system for the entire Caribbean, because the entire Caribbean is in a mess.
But all right, Tony, you talked about that, right? You talked about that, right? And to me, when any party comes into the power, there is something called a permanent secretary. You know why that person is called a permanent secretary?
Because regardless of which party in there, they're permanent. They cannot be moved.
There you go.
You should be able to fire that permanent secretary on grounds of non-performance or something like that. Anyway, I be clear, because I noticed my voice was really coming low the last time I was. Are you hearing me clear enough?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Yeah.
Okay.
We're hearing you. Listen. We have a system in place, right? And in all the ministries, you have a permanent secretary. And there's a reason why a person is called a permanent secretary. So a new prime minister could come, a new minister could come, a new minister could go. It is still the same person. Or what they can do, they can move the permanent secretary from one ministry to another ministry. They can shift them, right? But
we've been saying the playbook is the issue, We've been saying the playbook that they're working from is the issue.
Yeah, but you have to assemble a team, Tommy. You just can't take government. You see, a lot of things I tried to put in place or to share with you and see when they went into government, and they were too busy dancing and partying up and fetting that they didn't even pay attention, or they didn't have time, because all of them know everything, All of them know everything. You can't. Everybody's head was big down there. But a lot of things, they took some suggestions, but that still there was a lot of things I tried to get them to intercept. But they found themselves in a basket. that they couldn't come out of because things
But Gary, you talking about assemble a team. At the end of the day, the permanent secretary is one person in the ministries that's very, very powerful.
Yeah, but not only permanent secretary, you're going up below the tree trunk of the permanent secretary. You have a lot of roots. You have a lot of roots all over. And how do you counterattack that whole structure that has been so for so many years and are loyal to one political party that they could make your life miserable and everything you're trying to deal with that it makes it difficult for you to penetrate. And this is where the UNCPBG failed to deal with because they were dealing with so many hurdles that it was a lot of things became complicated. It was, they tried to frustrate you. There was a lot of threats. You know what I'm discussing with the UNC, a lot of things went down that they didn't expose in the public domain that they were up against. They just was quiet. The threats against Mrs. Bisesa, quiet. Nothing said. Nobody knows the level of threat was against she. Nobody knows about the level. They killed Dana Sita Hall, everything quiet. That's a court case.
Well, me say welcome to Rajvi. Curtis Montrachard, of course, my Chumakinian brother. Welcome.
So I am not very interested, in really supporting any kind of political party because they take for a joke. You spin your wheels trying to do things to help secure the country. You're making all these contacts, you're running around, you're networking things, we're trying to bring resources to the country, and these people come in there and just look to grab what they can grab, and their friends.
And you put Jim, you put Harry, is the same bloody thing.
All of them is the same thing. All of them.
Because they have nobody to. There are no consequences. That's why. If there were consequences, the whole thing would be a different situation.
Albert Montano says we keep going this way until we get serious and vote a third party in government.
And I also agree with what Albert said. He said it takes more than 10 years to change the attitude in Trinidad. And that's a big issue, attitude.
Yeah. And I think that way we got to change. Fistick says Albert, third party, fourth party wouldn't make a difference. You see Farley done playing big boy, not answering phone calls again.
That's how it does. Eventually, because like I tell you, I say, we had to watch them how they perform in Tobago. Watson Duke run down to Trinidad when he ain't got his business fixed in Tobago yet.
But
right?
But should we really be breathing down their neck so quick?
No. What is being done there? Just imagine Dr. Vanis James and the other brother can't get in touch with him.
I saw the post. They saying that they can't get in touch with him. He's not taking their calls, or he's not calling them back, and this and that.
These are the patriarchs. Yeah, these are the people that they should be in up and close with, walking closely to, with together, in hands. All right, to build the place here and you distancing yourself from them. No, that's unacceptable.
So, folks, stick and stay, all right? We're going to go for a quick station identification. And when we come back, we want to delve into the report that confidential report that was sent to Parliament in 1997 from Mr. Robert Sapka. We have a copy here, and we're going to go over that tonight here in the village. And some names will, redacted from the report, but it's an interesting report and interesting to learn about that report. We'll be right back. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets.
Sometime soon, really soon.
Yeah, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Gary, Diana, Tommy, myself, and you in the village with the DAG Triplets. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We went to pray. The beat, lit, they kicked me. The United Labour Cause and Commission to hold a demonstration, a religious procession. Some came up praying, some came praying. The police commissioner had strong objection. He said that demonstration is too much provocation. Some came upon, some came running. We take on we own account and assemble by Paramount. I couldn't believe it could come to pass. You know that short tear gas in the grass. We marching, we come out for bread. We marching, we have bread. If you see the crowd of the chair, you know as well. They nearly kill Shamada. George Weeks start to fall. Rap they walk outside and fall, but they couldn't get traffic at all. Oi, listen, and we went to pray, pray. When you talk about runner, comrade, child runner, he passed through truck and a car and a 350 Yamaha. Some came a teaching, some came preaching. He run from Royal Road to Marabella. When he reached Warakara, he jumped over the river. Some came a grinding, some came whining. We came with picnic basket to march without a permit. But when police start sharing blows, when the leader went, no one knows. We marching, we come out for pride. We marching, we afraid to die. If you see the crowd out there cheering loud, but the big protest on the one come as well. Then nearly kill Chamaga. George Weeks start to fall. Rap they rock upside and fall, but they took the traffic at all. We want more pay, more money. This country, we hungry. Hey. San Fernando was just like Carnival Day, and Pandey tell Tony May there'll be trouble along the way. Some came a hailing, some came wailing. Some journalists get licks at least, so they say. They join in the lap parade and get caught up in the fray. Some came a swinging, some came singing. A lady with big belly say how the police kick she. But then up came another guy and then chocolate go she lied. We marching, we come out for bread. I said we marching, we are great today. If you see the crowd out there cheering loud, but the big protest on the one come as well then. Yeah, kill Chamada, George Weeks start to fall. From they walk upside and fall, they couldn't get traffic at all. Increase, we want money, more pay. Then Tony May told Weeks the things he stood for. He stands for preserving law and order, nothing more. Some came a chanting, some came chanting. Then George tell Tony flat that excuses for you trying to start a war, you crucifying labor. Some came a walking, some came talking. They launch a massive manhunt, the organizer they want. Rafi thought they gon' pass him out, so he give himself up himself. We marching, we come out for prayer. I say we marching, we have faith today. You see the crowd out the cheering loud, but the big protest come to one come as well. Then yeah, we kill Jamada, George Weeks start to fall. Rap they rock upside and fall, but they could get traffic at all. Better condition, we want money. Raise the table, raise down with
So there you have it, folks. You want to know any nice sugar?
Yeah, but since forever they're fighting for more pay and all that, huh?
Yeah, it's a long time. So, folks, I want to put up, let me put this up first here. I think that
I noticed you mentioned the last time that the USC got the Sabah report and did nothing. But I sent you a copy of Ralph Mara's statement about 5 bills that he brought in the towards the situation with the children. The UNC government took a lot of actions that was never done in the country. In fact, a lot of things that is in place is because of things that they put in place previously and in 2010 with the Children's Authority. We had Mr. Manohar here who told you how much action he had taken to put things in place. But what we had was a lack of enforcement from the police. You know, and this is something cannot be overlooked. The enforcement from the Ministry of Social Development or Family Services, there has to be some kind of administration in overseeing this situation. There has to be a role from national security together with the TTPS in enforcing the protection of our citizens. Too many people have run to the police station for help and it doesn't go anywhere. People get killed and police involved too. So, I mean, how do we deal with that? There's a lot of things to be dealt with. So the lack of enforcement. But anyway, go ahead, what you're doing.
Gary, there was many opportunities for parties on the both sides of the coin to do something about this, to stop these children from being abused, to stop these children from being sexually assaulted, right? To lock up some people, right? And nothing will, let me say this,
put things in place and nobody
enough was done to stop it. Both parties, not enough was done to stop it, right? Because they had opportunities.
Everybody getting a kickback, a food.
Yeah, but let me add this. I want to add this, right? And people have to stop this, you know. They really have to stop it. All you have to stop it. All you have to stop defending all your party. Stop defending all your party with misleading information. All you have to stop it. Really stop it. It is misleading information. Take time to go and find information. I start tell people, you know. I start tell them. All you use Google now. Please use Google. Here's what somebody says, right? I know this is inaccurate, and I don't care what side, whoever defending it. So they put up the report, and this is from our good friend, Miss Prim and Proper, Marsha Walker. They put up the thing. One of the first things discovered by SABGA Task Force in 1997 was no inspector at Children's Home for 15 years. Another mysterious fact was the last inspector report of 1982 went missing. Who covered up the pedophile ring? Right? And a person answer. And folks, I'm just reading it. Because I just read anything. Right? I read anything. This is what Lonnie Hamel-Smith says. And you were paid to do a report and did not follow up and cause the children to suffer. Let me repeat that. And you were paid to do a report and did not follow up and cause the children to suffer. Right? Firstly, Hamel-Smith. Didn't we have a former president named Hamel-Smith as well? Yeah?
I don't know.
Lonnie Hamel-Smith.
We had Hamel-Smith president, yes.
Right. Hamel-Smith, Lonnie Hamel-Smith. You see, when we continue to peddle this misleading information, and I also said about the misleading information regarding Quantum from the USC, that the company is a shell company, right? So you may give out 90% accurate information, and this is the way humans are. And I've done this in my class, right? When you do something, you have 90% correct. You have one, which is 10%, and you have that inaccurate. People focus on the one as opposed to the 90% you have correct.
But so they are trying to spin the narrative that the UNC did nothing.
But Gary, both sides are spinning the narrative. No, Gary, right. Both sides are spinning the narrative. And for example,
they're trying to blame Mr. Sabga. He did nothing. Mr. Sabga did what he was legally authorized to do. It was
correct.
The enforcement and the government to take action from their own.
Correct.
Manohar Ramsaran put things in place with far as his ministry were bringing bills. I see Mr. Ralph Maraj. I didn't realize. I forgot he was even a minister because I wasn't really following.
But Gary, But Gary, we can also ask the question: where was Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj?
No, he said he promised me to come. He said he was a little tired, but he will come.
Where was he?
Yeah.
Right?
So we
what
need
happened as far as Mr. Basdeo Pandey is concerned? These are all questions, you see, but we want to tailor the narrative, right? Because it's the PNM against the UNC in this thing here. And now, let me ask this next question now. Justice Jones' report. Has Justice Jones come out and reported to the people of Trinidad and Tobago with respect to what she found? Anybody know that? Anybody know that?
Come on,
Did Justice Jones come out?
Can you come back with that?
Did Justice Jones, who did the recent report, right? Did she come out and report to the people of Trinidad and Tobago what she found in her report? Because people are saying Sabga wait 25 years, right? All right. All right. He should not wait 25 years. Let's just go with their narrative. Did Justice Jones come out as yet and give a report to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? What's she waiting for?
You know what? Wasn't Sabga's excuse that there was fear for his own safety if he had pushed the envelope?
Sabga did what he is supposed to do. Government responsible. Sabga didn't sweep anything under the table. It was not taken upon, to say that, to build upon there. What we need now from Mr. Maharaj, which was the Attorney General at the time, is what enforcement was put in place when this was brought to the Parliament. This is what we want to know, right? And we saw in 2010 the PPG UNC put the Children's Charity Organization to play. And in fact, it was properly funded and everything. So a lot of things were being done. But in 5 years, I mean, you're out of government and everything. So we was asked this government why they remove the protection with the children, why they remove the funding, why they remove everything that was supposed to be overseeing the protection of the children.
You see, Gary, you just want to blame one government.
Answer. You see, the facts is changing.
You just want to blame, and you cannot blame. Everybody supposed to get blamed. Anybody that was in power supposed to get blamed.
You're not recognizing what I'm pointing out here. They remove the things put to protect the children. They remove it. They didn't fund it. They didn't enforce it.
Gary, the government, the TTPS, don't we have a Minister of National Security? Isn't the Prime Minister the in charge of the Security Council in Trinidad and Tobago?
Forget party politics at the time. What I'm saying to you, compare.
But I am forgetting party politics, exactly. I am forgetting party politics.
No, what I'm saying to you, forget UNC. The previous government, okay, so UNC put some things, they were the government at the time, they put some things in place. The new government come, they push it aside, they didn't build upon it. Then UNC come back in 2010 and put the Children's Authority in place and funded it and started to build upon it. You come in, what did you do?
Who went to jail, Gary? Who went to jail?
What I'm saying, Ansem, the enforcement, the protection, all the resources, you're seeing the PNM again knocking things down when they should be building upon it. That is what I'm looking at.
I don't know. You want to talk about country, all right? And it appears to me that you want to put party before country.
No, I am not. I am looking at what was done, compare government between different governments, what was done. One government putting up things, one government knocking it down. So where is the interest?
Gary, you can say that. The report was in Parliament in 1997. There were opportunities in order for things to go in place, get the TTPS working, go and lock up people.
Okay, so that's what we need to know. What was done? The bill was drafted.
Nobody get locked up. I don't care if it was a PNM, a ILP, a DLP, a CP. I don't care.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is, okay,
this
so
is
the bill drafted. Yes, but bill drafted in the Parliament. What we're not looking
And
at. I want to know about
justice.
the enforcement.
Justice, correct.
And justice delayed is justice denied.
Correct. We talking about the PLM in this and the UNC in this, and nobody, not one single person in all these years have suffered any consequences other than abused children and sexually assaulted children and them who dead. That
But
is
the
it.
government,
And
the
we want to
government
come,
is in,
well, the UNC did this, and the PLM did this, and you know what? In 1997, they sent Sabga to Canada so he can be quiet, and all kind of dirtishness back and forth, and we falling for the same trap. We going hook, line, and sinker, falling for it.
That's
okay.
why,
So
And we
that's
want
why,
to defend party, defend party,
that's why
defend
all of
party.
them, all of them need to go. All.
but Pandey,
The same thing,
no. Hold on a
different
second.
party plan.
You can't overlook that the Pandey government put some things in place. What Manning government doing? These are things you have to look. You have to go through the records and see what
There
they
you
do.
go again. There you go again. Who got
But you
locked
have
up?
to. You cannot ignore these things, Ansem.
Who got
You
locked up? All right, take that, Gary. They put things in place. Who got locked up? What were the consequences? What was the consequences for the Sabga report in 1997 to anyone?
But that's what we need to know. We want to know these things.
Gary, let me ask you this
We
question.
already know. Nothing
There
happened.
was a home that was getting $75,000. They had no residence. What about that? What do you know about that?
Under which government?
Oh God, here we go.
We need to know. We need to know. We need to know who didn't do their
It don't
job.
matter which,
This
Gary,
is
it don't matter which
Under
We
government.
the
need to
Sabga
know.
report.
We
Gary,
need to
you
know.
see, I never
That's why
said
you
anything
can't
about
ignore
the
these things.
government.
You cannot ignore these things. You have to see which government allowed that.
Because guess what? The police is the police under government A. Government B is the same bloody law enforcement.
Yes, but what I'm saying to
Gary,
you, which government allowed that
but
to
Gary,
take
you
place?
putting your foot in your mouth. It was under the UNC.
Okay, I don't care.
I
I
didn't
don't
say
care.
nothing about the UNC. I just said the 75,000 subvention that
All
they
right,
get
so we
for
need to
no kids in
identify
there.
it. Okay, so we need to identify if it happened under the
But
UNC. Let's say it
you
happened
put
there.
the UNC there. I never put in the UNC.
But
I don't
but,
care
but,
who it is.
but the thing is, country we ain't talking about party. We don't care which government.
I'm not talking about. I didn't say
You
the UNC.
you cannot ignore the fact of any government failure to do anything or performance. If they did good, they did good. If they
Enforcement
didn't
is
do good,
enforcement.
you have to call them out, regardless of who they is.
Enforcement
Gary,
is enforcement. Regardless of
Gary,
who in power.
if you
But
in
I said
power,
that about the enforcement, right? I said that about the enforcement. Now, the Ministry of
Right.
National Security oversees the TTPS, and the Attorney General will put certain laws in place. He cannot enforce it, but he has to put the laws in place and the policies in place, right? The Parliament draft the laws, and then the government approves it, and it's supposed to be enforced. Who failed to enforce it, and then it boils down back to the TTPS again.
What ministry does the children's home fall under?
social development.
Social development. So you're telling me that I am in charge of a ministry that oversees children, and there's rumors, and I hear, and then there's a report come into it, made it to Parliament. You all say, right? And I, as the social development person, ain't put a foot forward to say, well, hey, what is going on with these children? This is my ministry. I need this fix.
Okay, I can't remember who was before Donna Cox. Who was before Donna Cox?
Social development.
I can't remember who.
And also too, who is responsible for the well-being of Trinidad and Tobago at large?
What do you mean there now?
Well, who's responsible for the country's
the people that we elect in cabinet, led by the Prime Minister.
Okay then. So then the Prime Minister, whoever the person is or was, ain't do their job. You ain't do your job, because you can't tell me these stories were run in the papers and you're inside Parliament and you know what's going on, and you as the Prime Minister ain't saying, well, listen here, I need to know. I personally go in and visit one of the homes. And I ain't telling nobody I come in. That is showing due care. Due care for the same children that you say not doing well in society. You
But
got to
you
show
want me to
due
take my golf,
care.
my time that I supposed to be playing golf and do that?
You have to show due care. You're not there just because, you know. You have
But
to
you know what we're
be, I mean,
interested in? You know what we're interested in, Diana? Well, you know, send a man away to Canada in order for him to hush him out. And let me ask you a question. If you send me to Canada, you take away my cell phone? Did you take away my email? Right? If back then you used to write letter, did you take away me writing a letter? Right? So, I mean, I really don't get it. It's both sides of the coin. Both sides of the coin. Right? And one party calling the next party a pedophile ring. Where's the evidence to show there's any pedophile ring? Bring the facts.
And you
It's
know
just
what,
a back and
Irene?
forth.
Yeah.
You know, back and forth. And I'm telling you, same khaki pants, both of them. And listen,
you know,
under Dr. E. Christopher Rowley regime and under the Kamala Prasad Besasa regime, both of them, same khaki pants. Same khaki pants.
And you know what irritates me? I cannot confirm or deny. You're telling me the nation's children. And this one fellow was in the papers and he said he bawl out for help. Huh? The turn, you know, they only show you his back. He bawled for help. When I read that, tears came to my eye. And nobody can confirm or deny nothing up to today.
You cannot call people name in public, right? Is there some legalities? If the government don't enforce it, he cannot call names like that.
But
right?
Anyway,
there are high level people involved. The police supposed to play a role. He could probably call the names to the police, but he cannot call it in the public media.
So let's quickly go over this report here. Is a report that was just released yesterday for the first time. This is supposed to be a secret report that was given to the cabinet. Now, this is a cabinet-appointed task force to review operations of children's home and institutions in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? This is the chairman's report. Right? Here what it says. Warning. Listen carefully here. Gary, the people in cabinet get this. Warning. This document contains sensitive information and is intended for cabinet eyes only. Only. You get it.
So now we know.
You get it and you sit on with it. You can't blame nobody else.
No, we know. What I'm saying to you is, right? So we know that the information went to cabinet. We're not denying that fact. No, we
let me finish. Let me continue. Hold on. Let me just continue here. This is the task force chairman reports to cabinet. And I'm going to read it. I want to stay on this report tonight. I'm going to read it. Introduction. And if you need a copy of the report, always email me, send it to WZYEFM@gmail.com or put it in the chat or WhatsApp me.
Yeah, I have a copy of it too. I have a copy of it. I didn't blast it out, but I have it.
I didn't blast it out either. At the end of any exercise I undertake, it has always been my policy at the point of completion to perform a forensic analysis of the procedures and methodology followed in the conduct of that exercise, and also to critically examine the data and evidence that does not make it into the final report. I do this because there is often as much to be learned about situations from things that fall into the cracks between the issues addressed as there are from the issues themselves. All of this investigation has been ostensibly about the operations of various children's home and institutions in the country. The peripheral events that surrounded the acquisition of ministry data about the homes, the monitoring and leaking of task force movements, trust to members of the task force, and peculiar revelations and occurrences encountered during site visit combined to paint a very interesting picture indeed. So you know what's going on, Gary? You know what's going on? Right? When they was going to go to our children's home, people was leaking information that they come in. Right? I could have come here and say, well, listen, somebody, that's the UNC. So the UNC was leaking information. May you come and say that? Because at the end of the day, if they can leak information, children will still be abused. Children will still be
Well,
sexually molested.
no, you can't say the UNC either because it was people within the ministry who belong to the PNM could be leaking the information.
Gary, I said to you, I never said the UNC. I could have said the UNC.
You know what I can say? I'll give me a minute here. If there are any children that are now adults and you were a victim of this diabolical thing that went on, inbox me. I'm going to get all your interview on Good Morning America or something. Inbox me. If you know of anybody, because we got to bring it to light. I'm going to bring this to light internationally. Inbox me. My name is Diana Benskin. Any adult that may be listening that knows of a child who was sexually molested in them homes back in the day, y'all inbox me and we go bust this, we go bust the mark up here internationally. You can't bust it in Trinidad, we go bust it here. Go ahead, Anselm.
Exactly. We have to do it from the sun.
So he says, what's followed herein is part fact, part observation, and part speculation. I have no doubt there might be well other interpretations of the facts and events I present here, but for better or worse, this is a picture how things tended to line up for me. Now, this is him, this is Robert Sabka.
No,
First,
let's start something answer him, right?
Yeah.
Let's remember he was up against a network, right? He was up against a network that is connected from police to justice system, because they said judicial person involved too, right? High level business people, whoever, right? Because these homes were prostituting out the children, services to the whoever XYZ people it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there were big people involved in this thing. So how do you fight this when you don't have the backup of the police on your side? How do you fight this? This is where you need Interpol and Scotland Yard.
Thank you.
Other countries to back you up. You can't fight this in Trinidad.
Got to get it international.
Do they have jurisdiction to go in there and make a difference?
But Gary, who had to put that in place?
The government of the day is supposed to put that in place. But what I'm saying is,
okay. Thank you.
For instance, Mr.
I'm of a different opinion. It's not just the government. The people of the Caribbean have to put things in place so that they have.
The Caribbean cannot put nothing in place when a government is in place.
Okay. All right.
We people don't even know a lot of things that they can and cannot do. All right. I mean, they're so educated and they still can't get certain things done. It's like they're numb when you try to get something done. It's like you talking something in Mars when you try to take some course of action. It's like who you think you are. You understand? So I mean, but what I'm saying to you is, if we get concrete evidence, we have a little access to certain resources here in the United States. We can take some action. But it has to be a team effort in the sense that they see we are organized. You bring some information and then you get some backup for them, but they have no authority to arrest anybody in Trinidad. What you could do is you could break it loose and embarrass them publicly.
You know why?
You have no authority to arrest people. What are you talking about?
The what?
You have no authority.
The people who will bring outside arrest anybody.
Or the people you bring from outside.
They cannot go just like that and arrest anybody. They have to
work with the people you bring from outside.
They have to present the facts to the government. They have to present the facts to put the government in a position they cannot deny. Because if you have the evidence to take it straight up the government face, and where they cannot cover it up, the government will bring somebody from Scotland Yard, two person, and they could put TTPS to guard them and direct them where to go and lead them where here to go.
But can they make them special reserve officers and they get arresting powers?
Yeah,
that's what they do.
And then they will control what they can and cannot see, right? So it gotta be. Listen, a lot of things I tried to put in place. Kamala was too busy up dancing up and winding up. Okay, she wasn't interested.
We've seen Scotland Yard on the ground and they really didn't make much of a difference. Remember, drug report.
Yep. But let me continue reading this. So the first thing he says, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Social Development. As Minister Ramsran will attest, I complained to him on several occasions that 3 members of the task force employed in his ministry were routinely badgered and intimidated by his PS, the name redacted, who kept demanding information on the movement and liberation of the task force from them. She was not, is it her?
Post yourself up now. Post yourself up. Post yourself up and read that. Post yourself up and read that. Full-fledged.
Say that again?
Post up yourself. Put yourself in the screen and do it. You alone.
Okay, hold on. No. I can't do that. I gotta remove all of you guys. I don't want to remove you guys.
That's all right. That's all right. Post yourself up.
Anselm, go ahead. How's you doing?
No. I like it better this way, Gary. I'm gonna put it this way.
All right.
Let me go ahead.
All right.
Leave it that way. Let me go back here. Hold on. All right. So as Minister Ramsam will attest, I complained to him on several occasions that 3 members of the task force employed in his ministry were being routinely badgered and intimidated by his peers. The person was a female redacted. My first question is this person still employed in the government? That's my first question. That female, right? Who kept demanding information on the movement of liberation of the task force from them. She was not in the least bit happy when I instructed them to say nothing to her other than to indicate that the task force, having been appointed by cabinet, will therefore report to no one else but cabinet. I had my reasons for taking this stance, and as the unfolding events tended to confirm, the reasons were not without foundation. For some reason, the person's name redacted again, seems to have been uncomfortable with the whole idea of the task force from its inception, based on comments she reportedly made to 3 members who worked at the ministry. As intimated above, there were a series of frustrating clashes, even a couple of confrontations between her and those task force members. Some of the episodes of interference include that person again objected strongly to the task force accessing information from the ministry files on the subvention. Listen. I brought this up before. Objected strongly to the force accessing information from the ministry files on the subvention given by the ministry to various homes. She said that she did not want outside people knowing what's in the ministry files, but the task force member who she spoke to felt that the objection has little to do with confidentiality. They felt rather that she was anxious or uncomfortable about something. That is why in the report, so many homes are listed under subvention as unknown. In this light, it's also interesting to note that many files in the ministry simply went missing during this period. You hear that? Hear that?
Keep going on.
In this light,
uninterruptedly. Go ahead. Keep flowing.
It's interesting to note that many files in the ministry simply went missing during this period. This was particularly frustrating since it meant that the task force could not adequately follow any paper trail on subventions to homes, nor could it piece together any history of complaints lodged with the ministry regarding practice at homes. We knew that these files had to exist. We spoke to many people who had written complaints to the ministry about various homes, and some task force member had actually seen these files, but we just could not find them, nor could they be properly accounted for. An excellent example of this is the file on the previous inspector of homes, file number 1125, which was missing and unaccounted for. The same was true of files on St. Jude and some of the other homes under scrutiny. Name redacted again, made a point at every meeting held at the ministry that 3 members were required to attend to put them in a pressure cooker in front of their colleagues and demand to know what the task force was up to. As per my instruction, they refused to comply. Members reported and were sitting that they felt humiliated and badgered at those meetings and expressed deep-seated feelings of hurt, anger, resentment, and anxiety regarding their jobs, all due to the treatment meted out to them by that whoever that female permanent secretary was or is. Right? The name redacted. But I will ask the question that Mr. Saga needs to call this person's name.
Yep.
I will go out on a limb now and say Mr. Robert Saga has to call this person's name.
Yep.
Because if that person is still in the ministry, he's doing a great injustice to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
You see,
Children.
You have to see, fear is what's taken root on this whole thing here. Fear.
Yeah, keep reading answer.
Let me go on.
Yeah, keep going.
I am aware that the above can be explained away by simply saying that that person again was merely trying to stay in the loop, so to speak, and was being overly cautious since she did not know what implication the task force finding will have on the ministry. It could be argued further that the reason we could not find the files we were looking for is that the ministry had poor file keeping practices, or files were probably buried on someone's desk, or they were in use by another committee or task force. Maybe the PS had them, and all we had to do is to ask her for them, but given her attitude throughout, we had chosen to have as little to do with her as possible, and so we did not ask. To all these, I agree, but I need to go further on painting the picture I see, right? That's the permanent secretary. Number two, the underground network. In the course of our supervision, we seem to have stumbled on a kind of underground network in the recruitment and employment system in the larger homes, wherein people employed in one institution were somehow able to position themselves favorably in others. What the significance of this is, I cannot say immediately, but given the amount of intrigue and commerce that we uncovered in many of these homes, it is not inconceivable that this network was in part responsible for the effective tracking of the movements and proceeding of the task force mentioned elsewhere in this document, as well as referred to in the task force report, which is why in many cases our arrival was so accurately anticipated. Example of this network: one, name redacted again, present manager of St. Michael's was previously a supervisor at St. Dominic, and two, the present deputy manager of St. Mary's, name redacted, was previously the welfare officer at St. Dominic. So they have a network. It's a network. A network. And we know this, and we did absolutely nothing about it. Nothing. Absolutely
zero. Run away from the home. Children run away from the home. They don't want to go there. Nothing. No, they know why.
Again, I am aware that this may be simply explained by saying, welcome to the public service, and that the posting identified was simply filled by advertising the job internally. This may be so, but there's more to consider still. 3, money machine.
PNM country, boy. PNM country, no matter who in power, they dominate, they call the shots.
This is the real point behind my suspicions regarding all of the above, and is where everything begins to make a kind of cohesive sense. For many years, the Ministry of Social Development have been rumored to be operating a kind of money machine. Let me repeat that. For many years, the Ministry of Social Development have been rumored to be operating a kind of money machine. He didn't say the PNM or the UNC. He said the Ministry of Social Development. So every time a government comes into power, the Ministry of Social Development could be considered to be a money machine. For people who knew how to access it. The scam is simple. Set up or propose to set up some facility for which funding is available. Apply to the right person who will even assist in the preparation of documents and the quantum of subvention desired. And the application will be granted for a percentage of that quantum. Corruption to the core.
To the core. Oh.
Corrupt to the core.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody making no jail. Nobody.
Nope.
Government come, government go. It's a money machine.
Mm-hmm. And who are the victims? The poor children of Trinidad and Tobago.
And abused children of Trinidad and Tobago. The deadened. People even deadened.
Yep.
Under this thing. Let me go on. Right? The scam relies on several things. The fact the ministry is understaffed, so visitation are sporadic and site audits are almost unheard of. The social worker who conducts these visits will have little enforcement power, and any reports or complaint they lodge must at some point end up on the desk of some higher up who is in on the scam. So they die there and with no penalty or follow-up. The ministry auditor works from the paperwork submitted and not from actual site visit. This was highlighted in the task force report. There have been no inspector of homes for nearly 15 years, also highlighted. And the reality that there is no real cohesion or communication in the ministry between the departments, so each operates as an island cut off from the rest. And what obtains in the end is that invariably the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. In the face of all this, corruption is easy to foster, especially given the huge sum of money involved in the subventions to some home. Or you remember I said that? Remember? I didn't see this report, right? I didn't see this report. If I am lining things up correctly, the long and short of all of this is that the ministry, and by extension the government, is being swindled from within without the knowledge of its minister, and in plain sight at that. And listen to it now. This will help explain why homes like the one we already talked about that get the 75,000 subvention, we talked about it because it's in the SABGA report itself, but it's redacted in this report. We know the home. We know it. We already know it. You didn't even have to redact it from this. This will help explain why the home, like whatever the name of the home is, can qualify for a 75,000 annual subvention with no resident whatsoever, and only claim to anything turning out to be that whoever it is, whoever the partner is that runs it, is the brother of whichever minister it was, name redacted, raising the possibility of political patronage, Gary. Political patronage. So, Gary, somebody had a brother who was a minister, and they get a subvention for a place with no kids, and they get 75,000 annual subvention.
What year period that was? Under 97, 90, 98, 2000? What year period that took place? That's under
Gary, it doesn't matter what year.
No, we have to identify. Gary. No, you can't operate. So we have to identify.
Gary doesn't. You see, you want to go. You going down the. I go down the country line.
We have to nail it down. We have to nail it down. What the problem is?
Okay, Gary. This is 1997 under the UNC.
Okay, good. Call it as it is. We ain't afraid nobody. We ain't afraid nobody.
I don't want to go down that road.
No. We have to call it out.
I do not. I want to go down the road. This is about country, Gary.
Listen to me. It happened under some government. Call it out. I don't care. Call it out.
Let me continue. Want to see that right there? No, we know that a brother of somebody, right? A minister, right, was getting a $75,000 subvention because of political patronage. Let me go on. Or why did DA get its full subvention of 100,000 based on a paper complement of 50 resident children when it maintained an actual population of only half that, and with even less than half staff and services that its application documents it has or offers. By comparison, homes with similar populations get substantially less, 25,000. And then some home get 25,000 and another one get 40,000. And we could look at the actual SABGA report and know who that is. Corruption to the core. So whoever government was this is a corrupted government. Gary, whichever government was in power then was a corrupted government. Let me move on.
Yeah, keep reading. I don't want to interrupt you. Keep reading.
The money aside, the network alluded to will also go a long way to explain how and why people like Sister Dominic at St. Jude's and others like her can keep getting reappointed again and again, despite a long history of abuse and neglect, with appropriate people in the ministry supporting such reappointment without the knowledge of the minister. Corruption to the core. They corrupted.
And the poor is a child.
Every one of them. And they should go back to their homes and try to get the money back. Maybe the statute of limitation expired though. So what is the conclusion? As I've pointed out several times in this document, there are many interpretations and explanations that are possible to dismiss the issues and events discussed, all of which are each in isolation, completely feasible and innocent. There are probably even more explanations than those I have speculated. Further, it is entirely possible that even there is something fishy going on in the bowels of the ministry, the PS is a totally innocent bystander in those events and have been for years. As the saying goes, after all, just because you keep soap in your grocery cupboard doesn't mean doesn't make it food. Let me repeat that. Just because you keep in your grocery, but it's something else altogether without overdoing the analogy. When the soap keeps showing up next to the...
We didn't hear part of what you said because
you're broken up. Hello, Alice.
I broke up?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let me go back. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. As the saying goes.
As the saying goes, after all, just because you keep soap in your grocery cupboard, that doesn't make it food. I agree. But it's something else altogether without overdoing the analogy. When the soap keeps showing up next to the dirty dishes, which is certainly the case in this scenario, whatever the reality, all of the task force member, myself included, are unanimous in the belief that something is not right inside the Ministry of Social Development. I don't know precisely what that something is, but I believe it's ought to be investigated, and I hope that this document will provide some possible starting point for that investigation. In closing, I thank the Cabinet for the opportunity to have served in the capacity of chairman of the task force to review the operations of the children homes and institutions in Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking on behalf of all its members, it's my hope that our efforts and deliberation in attempting to execute our mandates will be found satisfactory, and I further hope that the issues we have identified will be speedily addressed. And last of all, I hope that in the final analysis, your faith and confidence, so willingly entrusted in us, will not be adjudged to have been misplaced. Sincerely, Robert M. Sabga, MSED, Task Force Chairman. Gary, people are questioning to answer, boss.
But answer.
This went, Yes. This,
I
hold
got
on.
it. Go ahead.
Let me go back to the top. Listen to this. This document contains sensitive information and is intended for cabinet eyes only. What I'd like to know, Gary, which people in cabinet got this report in 1997?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know that. I would like to know that. Who got the report in 1997? What are these names? Who was the permanent secretary? All them things.
And let me ask you something.
Yeah.
They form a committee to look into Paria. I wonder if the same necromancy gonna go on and with a committee once they find a report. You see what I'm saying? They go dig and then 25 years later, somebody gonna come out, you know, same thing.
Same thing.
Corruption.
Same thing.
Corruption
Same
and
thing.
society ain't work. It's not gonna work.
But answer, your party have their people in place.
Another thing.
When the any government come, say what's you come into government, they're waiting to happen. The country is built and structured under P&M rules and regulation.
But then you know what? Then I that we know what I need to do is send home all them permanent secretary, all of them. Clean out,
So
clean
we need a
house.
heavy hand. We need a heavy
Clean
hand.
house. Send everybody. Pay them out. Send them home and clean house. That's what you need to do. And set down new rules. You have to take the bullet for that. Take it. Bite the bullet. Bring in new young brains, people. Even if you might even have a survivor who managed to get out and educate themselves. You put them inside there too, because they will know what to look for. They're not thinking to fix nothing. Everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, the corrupt system, they're looking to eat our food because it's corrupt. They've lying in their pockets. They don't care. They don't care about the children.
Accounts and stuff like that.
Nobody don't care. Nobody cares, and that is why you have a society where children are fighting in school, and you fight in school or you do something quick, they want to dump you inside that system, and all these things going on with you, right? And then children running away from the homes, Man, look.
And everybody quiet and okay with it.
Yep.
When things go bad and they form a commission, you know how much money it takes for that commission to operate, to investigate and this and that and the other thing? That's still another big cost to the taxpayer. And what we get for it?
Committee is obstructed, just like how the Sabga team was obstructed.
What we get for
where
it?
they cannot go, or what they cannot access. You need something like where you bring Scotland Yard in, and they have rules. They have authority to overstep anybody for information. Go in there like how the FBI, they seize information, lock down the place, and get everything that they need to get out of there. Don't take.
And now you see why they now you see why they wanted why he was not pleased with Gary Griffith. Maybe Gary Griffith was about to step on a lot of toes. So he wasn't pleased with Gary Griffith. All they wanted to follow the paper trail now. Follow the paper trail.
But is it he making the decision or someone telling him who to be pleased with?
Yep. Follow the paper trail. Maybe Mr. Griffith was, I don't agree with him with certain things, but when it comes to the crime in the country, it was not like what we're going on now. It ain't like we're going on now. That's why and all you're doing is to the children. What is it going to become? What kind of population we gonna have?
Just imagine what Gary was up against. Remember Gary coming from outside the force, right? How many people was really genuine with him? How many people was playing him behind the back? Because the whole damn thing stink.
But Gary, there were 5 legislation put in place. How did that legislation prevent any kids from being abused?
That's what we want to know. We want to know what enforcement took place. What did the police commissioner at the time, what did he do? What did the Minister of National Security? I don't know who was National Security
Gary,
under UNC
the
at the time.
The Jones report found almost similar things that the Sabga report found 25 years ago.
All right, so let's ask the government how they plan to deal with the Jones report now. How do they plan to proceed? You know, let's all right. So let's ask, put the government. Let's put the monkey in their back now. How do they plan to proceed with the Jones report? And we should under what they call the Public Information Act should request a copy of the Jones report. Do we have the right to request a copy of the Jones report?
Wait a minute. Anybody coming in at intervals and advising us on the update and the progress of the Paria committee? No, we ain't hearing nothing. Nobody, you ain't hearing a thing. Well, so and so and so. We have.
Well, I want the committee to investigate the minister.
Diana, we here on WZYE 95.9, we want to interview Justice Jones.
Okay, but what's your number?
We have to try and get the information. We
want
to interview her. Let's see if she's going to take our interview.
And this none that they're abusing the children. She alive? I want to have a conversation with she. She there?
No. One of them not alive.
Well, one still alive? Well, only give me your number now. Give me your number. I will make a call to her.
It have a certain church have a history.
Give me your number now. Give me your number. Hail Mary, full of grace. Give me your number now.
I go full of disgrace.
Ellis says something here. Listen to this. He says, send it home, everyone. Won't change anything. We just have to enforce the law. A few years ago, the head of customs spoke out and he was murdered. His murder was never solved.
Corruption. Give me the number that's still alive. I want to have a conversation with her. Anybody that know any children that survived this and you're an adult and you happen to listen to this program, inbox me now. We go have a conversation and we go darken you and you go talk and you go say whatever it is you want to say. You go hide your name and all that if you're frightened. But come out and tell your story and talk about who abused you and what they did and where and when. You have to talk it out because right now, who knows if it's going on still? It probably is because 5 boys run away the other day, 3 or 5, and 3 girls run away the other day. They find them back yet? Huh? Only come on, but the children is the future. That's the future of Trinidad and Tobago. The most vulnerable of society, next to the elderly, to the frail, the ill, the infirmed. And this is how you all treating children in Trinidad and Tobago. Diana couldn't be in one of them home because I was going to burn it down. Somebody would be dead for touching me. And then the police would have to come and I would tell them exactly what went on. You can't be doing that to the children.
Rennie Mohammed says, Dana Sitahal, a similar incident.
Yeah. But Francis, good evening. Folks, let's say present good evening. And there's a thing going back and forth between Fish and Albert. Fish Stick says, Albert, I know you can't back up your comment. The PNM supporters the same can't state why they don't like Kamala leadership.
Oh my God, here we go with this nonsense. You all need to stop. You have to vote conscience and governance, proper governance in Trinidad and Tobago. This is what I get. Because look, if you was born in Trinidad and Tobago, what are you? Have you're a Trinbagonian. Except for me, a Trinbagonian. Okay? That is what you are. You are not UN. You didn't born UNC and born PNM and born PDP and born the alphabet. The only alphabet is your sex and your name.
I want to know why, except for you. I want to know.
Because I'm a Trinbagonian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I do not deny my Bajan heritage for nobody.
I want to know which part in Barbados you're born.
My parents are Bajans. I tell you, take that wax out your ears.
But your parents are Bajan, not you.
My parents are Bajans. And according to the Constitution of Barbados, I am a Bajan. I don't talk. Good.
So let me say welcome to Hamadullah Wahid. And folks, let's go for a quick station identification. Albert Montano also says that he voted today, he voted a week ago in the Ontario, Canada election. They have advanced polling. Let me go for a quick station identification. And when we come back, we have another video.
Takesha says she's in the house.
Who's that?
Takesha says she's back.
Okay. All right.
Better tell Rose good night. Good night, Rose.
We'll be right back. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me just go through some of these comments here so we could get them out of the way.
Yeah, somebody complain. I'm reading the comments.
Yeah, hold on. What? Rajvi says, Gary, you come back for Diana to rank on you. Eh?
Oh, boy.
Albert Montano says, we have 10 days in advance polling and mail-in voting as well. Yeah, we will get attention to that soon. Nadia says, Diana Benskin laugh out loud. Anselm, drink your water and mind your business.
Yeah, and all you take bamboo down there.
Rajvi, all week was here Tuesday. Yeah, we look all week. Was that Rajvi?
Somebody was celebrating a birthday in the village. Who it is?
No, that wasn't Choice Smith. Choice Smith was last time.
Yeah.
That was last time, right?
Choice Smith say Sabga fed citizens distractions while the cookies passing under the table. This already started before he was born.
Well, Francis says, I cool Raj.
How they're taking this for a joke when something is such a serious matter? This is not a joke.
Carry on. Let me just run through these things here. Nadia says, Anselm rain, so we didn't walk today. What do you mean rain and all didn't walk? What is that? I just gonna run in snow. Rain and all didn't walk? Nah, Nadia. You on June? What is that one?
Nah, it's a heavy storm, man. Not a heavy storm.
Yeah,
bad rain.
Look, Zaid, welcome back, boy. Zaid said, Anselm, you cannot talk for PNM or Rowley. I'm not talking for PNM or Rowley. I give him my opinion. What? Albert Montano. Rajvi says, Nads, weather for Ruti. Hey, look my partner, boy. Michael Guerra, boy. Hey, I will give you a story about that fella one time, Michael Guerra.
Oh, Lord.
You see that fella? That fella did me a kind of thing one time, Let me tell you the story and shoot. Nah, I'll give you a story next time. Michael Guerra, you forget when you dropped me on Nelson Street in Port of Spain? Michael Guerra, remember that?
So you are familiar with Nelson Street and you're playing and want to go on Nelson Street in Barbados, huh? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
The man jumping tongue on Nelson Street about 2 o'clock in the morning. Every time. You see, by Anselm, boy, I never go up there before, It's up there, The man jumping 2 o'clock on the station in Port of Spain on Nelson Street, boy. Mike,
and you didn't know what to do?
No, I know what to do. I don't handle my stories. You know what I mean? I know how to handle my stories, man. I handle my story. Mike, you forget that? How do that? Thank you. Mike can forget that. What? Now you're talking about Rajvi. Yes, I done cook pillar with coconut and salad. It was delicious. Okay.
Who's that said they love me? Oh dear.
Who that love you?
Somebody said they love me. Give me a love heart.
Yeah, Albert don't like PNM at all, You know that, right? Because the PNM kick Albert out and send him to Nara. Albert do like PNM, but PNM is too corrupt.
You don't like them if they do that?
Huh?
If they did that to you, would you like them?
Nope.
But listen, you see, sometimes it depends on the leader. Everything depends on the leader.
Follow the leader.
The leader sets the tone for the party. We can't blame the whole party because of the leader. The leader sets the tone. The party has a foundation, and the leader comes in and leader sets a tone for the party. If the leader is not setting the right tone, that doesn't mean to say the party is not good.
But why can't you?
Well, you have to re-examine your party history, and your senior party have roots all over in all ministries, all division of the country, the police, the army, and all this corruption and obstruction going on in anybody who trying to do good. Is that not as a leader you had to change? It's a whole house cleaning job you had to do. I mean, the UNC have some issues, yes. I'm not denying that fact. But I'm looking at who rule the country for the most of the independents, who put everything in place, who still call the shots no matter who in government, them calling the shots. Them is the undercurrent that pulling everything. Them is the undercurrent no matter what. How do we deal with that? So it's not just a leader, you have to change a lot of uprooting.
I mean, I don't know what is the makeup of the voting population inside these ministries. I don't know. I can't tell if it's predominantly PNM, 20% UNC, 80% PNM, 10% IRP. None of us knows. None of us knows. We can assume because the PNM party is longest.
Get a job. You gotta be a PNM to get a job. You gotta be a PNM to get a job in county council. It was preference.
But Gary, when the People's Partnership took power, they were accused of stalking. You know, they said that they
put in the qualified people who they needed.
Wait, Gary. So what are you saying, Gary? The PNM don't put qualified people?
Right back on.
What are you saying, Gary? The PNM don't put qualified people?
Your party has to put people that they need in place.
No. I want you to clarify that statement, Gary. The PNM don't put qualified people.
In the political position, right? Political position that I guess it's a contract for 2 years, 3 years. They have these kind of things that a political appointed position, you need to put your people you can trust in place to get your job done.
Guess what?
Gary, I'm asking a simple question. You said about putting qualified people, the UNC put qualified people. Are you intimating that the PNM don't put qualified people?
Anyway, when we get the attitudes to change, everything will.
The whole structure, and Tommy and Diana, the whole structure built by PNM, dominated by PNM, navigated by PNM. How do you oppose that?
Gary, you shifting the goalpost, and I ask you a simple, straightforward question. You see, you make a statement, and when I ask you a question, you shifting the goalpost.
I'm not sure. I'm telling you, the whole structure built on PNM. You had to be a PNM. You get the army, the police. You had a PNM connection. To get into John D, you had to have a PNM connection. You had to know somebody.
Okay, Gary. Gary, when the UNC put people in place, you stated they put qualified people. When the PNM put people in place, do the PNM put qualified people?
So PDP come into Tobago. Don't you think that PDP need to put people there that would collaborate with them to get the job done? The political appointed position I'm talking about, not the permanent.
Okay, Gary. So the UNC put qualified people in political appointed position, and the PNM doesn't.
They were People's Partnership were accused of sending home a lot of PS and putting their PS in position. That's what they were accused of also.
So if the PS, just like we see the SAPGA report, if the PS,
but that's why Gary, that's why you can't answer the question. That's why you can't answer the question.
You have to look at the circumstances. For instance, you cannot send a PS home unless there is some justified reason. You have to have good grounds. You can't just dismiss a PS just like that.
No, many of them were retirement, or should I say, retirement age, and they were.
See, I think Gary has these kind of broad brush statement as Gary makes.
But
you have to stop.
Realistic, I say, who rule the country? Who calling the shots all the time?
I didn't ask that. Yes, the PNM calling the shots. Okay, the PNM calling the shots. Does that mean to say that PNM put people that are not qualified in positions and the UNC put qualified people?
I am not saying that they were not qualified. There is more than that.
Okay, that's all I'm asking you. You have to jump around the mulberry bush and swing and go to the Waffle House and all kind of thing. I'm asking you a simple question.
No.
They make statements. Certain statements you make, Gary, you shouldn't make those statements.
You need the people. If you take government, you need people in place that will collaborate with you and how to say that you could delegate what you want to get done. You cannot achieve anything if you don't have collaboration with the people. You take government. There was a reason you was appointed into government because they wanted certain things done.
Yeah. Gary, I'm agreeing with you that you need people who have your back when you need things done. I can't dispute.
Tommy, you know you were there. There's a lot of people was obstructing the government from getting things done. They gave them a lot of pressure, and you only come in there for a 5-year term and you're dealing with a party who's been there forever. How do you fight against that?
You see, the thing about it is that I don't want to go wrong by UNC PNM road. Everything is UNC PNM. That doesn't help the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
This is true.
But you cannot overlook it, Ansem. These are things you cannot overlook.
Because Gary, we are strictly defending party and the country is suffering to defending party.
I am not defending party. If what they call it, if UNC do wrong, I say call them out on it, no matter what.
So Gary, here is this, right? For example, let's go down the UNC PNM route. The UNC created a military position for the head of the defense force. They actually created a position in Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force that was never there before. Kenny Mohammed was overage and Pandey kept him on a stopcock. So you see, so we have to stop this, Gary. We have to stop it. It is not helping the country.
Yeah, too much divisive politics.
It's not helping the country. Right? I was just reading the report from SABGA. I didn't read it. When I read it, I didn't say it was UNC. You come up and say which government that was under. Who cares? Who really cares? Children suffering. They're getting raped. They're getting abused. Does it matter which government is under? You think them children who getting raped and abused say, hey, listen, the UNC is in power, you're raping me, or the PNM in power, you're abusing me? Eh? Oh God, man.
You cannot overlook these things because I'm telling you, these are some of the issues that cause problems.
Me personally,
How do you fix that? No matter.
What do you mean? How do you fix that?
You bring a new party in. PNM have all the people in place. All the people who do it, whether they UNC or PNM doing the corruption thing. How do you address that? How do you fix that? They're working against you.
Full 100 for you, Nadia. Full 100 for you, Nadia. Regardless of who the heck you put in there, it's the same khaki pants.
Same thing. It's the same thing. You're absolutely correct. We fighting PNM UNC and them taking me to task all the time. Let me play this, eh? Hold up. Let me play this.
Stealing the country's money.
Stealing money. All of them.
I am not
defending them. But who's in power? Is this the UNC or is this the PNM? Look.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. It calls for us to think and think deep. The stage we are in as a country is not a stage where you become an onlooker. You have become an onlooker for too long. You must get ready to put your hands to the plow and be part of the process. It's not just about PVC, carry PVC. You must be in the kitchen where it is being determined. You must be there where the decisions are being made. We are there in our numbers, they cannot outnumber us. But you leave it aloof. Oh, no, it's too dirty. It's a dirty game. And then the dirty guy is getting to the game of play. And you are there not showing up. And when they begin to make the decisions, you will know whether it's a dirty game or not. The result is always dirty on yours. Dirty on your health. Dirty on your business. Dirty on your success and your career. I hope that is stirring up something in you.
That's what leaders be doing.
Yep. While we fight each other, they're running away with the prize.
Fighting each other, man. Fight, yeah, I gotta fight for this, fight for that, fight for that. We fighting.
The key word is all I ask of you is that you think.
Please.
But how do you deal with the issue? How do you address it? When they have everybody in place there, say we change the leader. Say we put Emery Brown, right? Emery Brown is a very fair guy to everybody, you know, very modest and everything. What do you think will happen with Emery Brown? What do you think they're going to do with him?
Mm-hmm.
If Emery Brown don't have a team.
Yeah, he has a playbook to work with.
But I said, if Emery Brown don't come in there with a team and where his team is really overseeing the operations, what do you think is going to happen? So the people in place, the structure is in place. Unless we get a government that can take on this structure hands-on and deal with it and mash up what's there and put enforcement in place, we need the law enforcement to have the authority to storm the ministry, seize all information, and put everything into perspective, collect all the data, and prosecute. Go and arrest and enforce the justice system. Arrest the damn judge and them who is corrupt too. Go after and lock up the judge too. You know, a couple of judges need locking up.
Now, here's a question from Kenton Thomas, right? He says, Anselm, other than your ethnic reason for supporting the PNM as your party of choice, why should anyone support your party? Anyone should support my party? People could support whoever they want to. Whoever they want to. And I don't know where you get the ethnic reason from. I mean, I don't understand that. And if a person wants to support a party for an ethnic reason, what's wrong with that? Certain people in this country support the Democrats. Certain people in this country support the Republicans. People in different parts of the state here mainly support Republicans. People in different parts of the state here support mainly Democrats. So why ethnic have to come in there? Why does it have to be ethnic? Why can I support a party because of its policies?
It takes education to get people to support a party based on policies. All right, it takes an educated population, and some people are educated in book sense and have no common sense at all. they are educated and drunken party
But,
youths.
but you see, Gary, you see when we have those type of comments, all right? So people say that most black people support the PNM because it's a black party. But then some people say,
I would like them to prove the PNM was a black party because the PNM was one Douglas guy called Eric Williams and 2 Indians. So tell me how it become a black party.
so Gary, if people were to ask you if the UNC is an Indian party, what would you say?
Hello?
Okay, when Gary come back, he go answer. You see, we going down this road. We going down this road of ethnicity and race, right? If you want to support the UNC because you believe the UNC is an Indian party, you can do that. If you want to support the PNM because you think the PNM is a black, but that's the way we have it in Trinidad. But
I want to ask them something. Those who claiming that the PNM is a black party, right, or Afro party.
But Gary, is the UNC an Indian party?
The PNM was Eric Williams, Kamaluddin Muhammad, and Errol Mahabir. Those were the people that run the show. Everybody else fell under them. Eric Williams was a mixed guy, and the 2 Indian. How he become an African party?
Gary, I never said that.
No, I'm just asking those who saying that.
But I'm asking you, Gary, is the UNC an Indian party?
I wouldn't think so.
Say that again?
I wouldn't say so.
You wouldn't say so?
Yeah, I mean it's a majority of Indians on the how to say on the leadership and the MPs and things. They never operated as it was an Indian party. United National Congress always operated as a unified party with everybody inclusive. They never specified being Indian. There are some PNM members. There are some PNM members who push the narrative to get the support of African people. But the UNC never identified as being an Indian party. Never. And my time among them, not one of them, drunk or sober, I never anybody push any race issue. Everybody was one there, no matter regardless of race. With my time spent on the ground with them. So I never saw no kind of or hear any kind of racial talk or and I was in with the executives there. I sit with Mr. Pandey. I sit with this one and that one, and never was any exclusion. Everybody sit down and eat and drink together. So I could never say anybody saying the UNC is an Indian party. I would say that they are making that stuff up. But I have seen with myself, even in the last election, pushing the narrative.
And you believe the PNM is a black party?
I'm not believing. Some people push that narrative. I don't believe the PNM is a black African party because, like I said, it was 2 Indians and a mixed guy called Eric Williams. Eric Williams had a one parent Indian. So how he could become an African party? Let them explain that to me. Them was the patriarchs of the party. Them guys called the shot. As Eric Williams and the 2 partners.
Answer. What say you?
All right. But anyway, anybody, like Diana said, I am with her on this. Anybody who has information, any victim that feel that they cannot speak in TNT, get in touch with us.
Yep. Inbox me.
And any corrupt police working against you, tell us too.
Yep.
We go raise it.
We'll darken you. We'll block your name out. Block your name out. You don't have to put up your picture, but tell your story.
And you don't have to tell it publicly too. We're doing intelligence gathering, and any classified information they want to pass on to us, we would not publish it, and we will deal with the issue and address it.
Listen here. Listen, abuse, look, child abuse ain't nothing, ain't nicer. And especially the sexual thing that going on, that would bother them children for years. The tentacles of that, they come out and talk your story. That's part of healing. Come out and say what happened. See, that fella talked in the Express, but poor fella, he had a hidey face. I don't know why somebody didn't get him on the show and like tell his story here too. Please. You need to stop. All going on with this madness.
No, we want to give the people the security. Like how I did when I help a lot of stranded people. I broadcast the information when they told me in confidence. Up to now, the information is protected. We're not here to embarrass you. We are here to support.
No, we're not. No. And that's the taboo. That's the taboo. That's a taboo that exists. You know, in order to achieve a true catharsis, a true healing, you have to come out and say, I said what I had to say and I got help. And I said it here on the program with you all. I don't be ashamed to say what happened to me. You have, and it's like, you know, a feather off my back. I don't carry that weight around.
We have to protect people. We have to, if they're not confident in doing that, then we could protect them still. But get the information. You know, we will deal with the issue.
You know what Chris Watson says? And this is a significant point. A serious situation like this, both parties should put their differences aside and get to the bottom of this. But I wonder, why is a blame game? Do politicians have something to hide?
Yep.
A serious situation like this, both parties should put aside their differences and get to the bottom of this. But I wonder why it's a blame game. Do politicians have something to hide?
After the election, the campaigning should have finished and they should have get down to the people business. But it was a whole set of back and forth, who better than who. All right? Up to now, we still campaigning in Parliament, who better than who, instead of dealing with the issues.
That's the kind of politics we like. We like that kind of politics. That's the kind of politics we like.
They like it so.
Yeah. Oh, so Troy Smith says, Ansem, Sabga fed these citizens distractions while the cookies passing under the table. This already started before I born. I don't know how. I don't know. I really don't know how. I don't know how Sabga started distractions. Hey, Eugene Julian, welcome. Eugene Julian says, all the corruption is across the board. The UNC harbored the most.
Oh dear. See, there we go.
Rennie Mohammed, good night. Good night.
There we go. But I'll tell you all something, right?
Yeah.
Having been a Trinbagonian, I never voted in Trinidad and Tobago. All these things, if I had an opportunity to vote, all these things I hearing about this, the PNM and the me voting for 92 of them, you know. I telling you that straight. I never, they can't get my vote. Sorry. It's too much. Too much I'm hearing. I don't like what Dr. Ollie do with the stranded citizens. I don't like what they did, how they handled after they locked down the economy, left people scraping by. All this stuff coming out here now. Can't get my vote. Sorry.
Yeah. Rose says, I know 2 of those who were sexually molested in the orphanage. I can get one to speak out.
All right. Yeah. All right. All right.
Yep.
Contact me, Rose, and let me sometimes they're more comfortable talking with a female.
So Chris, what's new, right? When politicians say children are the future, they should stop saying that. Yeah, they should stop that. Right? Because they're taking people for fools.
Yep.
I ain't no mood for no mama guy from nobody at all.
Yeah. But let's do this. Troy, hey Troy, I still feel you drinking for your body, you know. Troy, I feel you have an extended body. You know, Troy says that. Answer be real in the village. You are protecting your leader. We don't lie in the village and hide secrets from the
Oh
law-abiding
boy.
citizens. Troy, which leader are protecting? Eh, Troy? Troy, I must be the only person that's a PNM in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And keeping it real and speaking truth to power as far as Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley is concerned. There is no other. No other. None. Zero, no duck. None of them.
Oh.
Right?
But you
So
know
I
what? You
can
know what
speak
is
truth to
amazing?
power. Yeah.
What's amazing here in the US when children come out or abusers or victims, so they are victims. Sorry, those who have been abused come out and they say, no matter how many years later, under the diocese that they were sexually molested, it triggers investigations. And you understand what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know why this ain't trigger no investigation. And once again, what is going on with Paria? Nobody's giving no update. Huh? What is
Police
going on? The people,
part of the solution. Police part
huh?
of the solution.
What is going on with Paria? We need an update. We
But
need
here's the
what's going on thus far. What where has the investigation reached? Nothing at all.
They're all protecting their partners.
And
Somebody have a
then
partner, he and a
you
partner.
come and you do a photo op with the when the current went a photo op passing an envelope. What's inside that envelope? Y'all don't want to know what's going on. Why the current went? All they frightened the current go again, and it may go for longer.
so
Diana, it's past 9 days, you know.
yeah, correct is right. So here what Kenton Thomas says. Kenton Thomas says, who is Hilton Guy? Isn't he a police who also received the SABGA report? So
That's
what
what
the
Mr.
cabinet could do that is beyond the scope of cabinet, and it's for the DPP to follow up on.
Is Hilton still alive?
Really?
Is he still alive?
Huh? I'm not
He
sure.
was. Manohar gave him the report. He handed it in directly.
But
in his hand.
it's beyond the scope of cabinet. Don't your cabinet have an attorney general?
No, but the enforcement. If you get certain intelligence to the police commissioner supposed to take action. Cabinet can't stop you. Cabinet will put laws in place and implement policies to pass down to law enforcement. But the laws that were already in place was sufficient for the police to proceed and arrest.
If there's a crime, right? If there's a crime, he needs to take action.
Yeah. Why didn't he take action? Why was he up? Who obstructed him? Who obstructed Hilton Guy from proceeding?
And back again, if I was able to vote in Trinidad and Tobago, I wasn't voting at all, not for none of the two main ones, or I would have tried somebody new.
Diana,
That's just me.
Have to be on the ground to get a little more information.
Gary, I don't need to be on the ground no further. There's enough reading, enough people I talk to. Remember, I have family there.
Well,
I have good. Plenty.
The way that they want it.
Plenty. Right? So I don't, and all the villagers here, and that group chat that we have on WhatsApp, and the other things I read and I follow, stuff. I don't need to be on the ground no further. No. Nobody ain't gonna try to set me up to get me killed. Sorry.
Diana, you said something that is a problem today. A lot of people don't read. Because if you read, then you can think. But if you're bombarded with media, whether it's commercial or whatever it is, what does it do?
Let me put it to you this way. No, everybody could form the party. You could have 41 party. You could have 10 party, 10 single party. Is who taking government is going to have the final say on how the country run. So you think about that when you make a decision.
Well, at the end of the day, people to take government, people have to vote for you.
What I'm saying to you, all right. So you're not supporting UNC and you're not supporting PNM. PDP win a few seats there. Say NTA win a few seats there. PEP win a few seats there. PNM win the majority. Who takes government?
Mad Dog, reading is one thing, understanding is another. I can read and understand exactly what you wrote here.
Hey, Mad Dog.
Albert, reading is one thing, understanding is the other, you know. I can read and understand exactly what you write. I can read and understand MADDOG. Mad Dog.
Oh boy, the excuses, boss. Tell you.
Albert said, Mad Dog since 1971. I keep trying to get people to think I live a short while.
I'm definitely not supporting Kamala.
I would not mean.
I don't know if Troy know this to be true, but you know, hold up. Before I do that, let me do this. Before I say that one, hold on. Let me say this. Hold on. Hold up, 1 minute. Before I say Troy comment. There we go.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
So Troy says,
it goes for anybody, Mad Dog. Anybody who could read and understand. But go ahead.
Wait up. No, I just had that comment there. I wanted to read Troy's comment. Oh, here it is. Troy said, oh, it's on the screen. Who will guard the gods? That's why the Chief Justice made the gay rights in TNT legal.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
So Kenton Thomas says,
the Chief Justice making law now?
I don't know. Ansem, you cannot say the government government go. This is a report generated in the UNC, so it uncovers all the PNM history of governance, and it was the first time the UNC governed.
But listen, you have to understand, it's Mad Dog that made that comment about who guarded the gods?
No, that wasn't Mad Dog. That was Troy.
Okay, Troy made that comment who guarded the gods. That's why they made what? LGBTQ. They get them right?
No, that's not what he said. He said,
what is it?
He said, let me go back. Hold on. Who will guard the gods?
Mm-hmm.
Who will guard the gods? That's why Chief Justice made the gay rights in TNT legal.
Yeah, that's a deep statement there.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Chief Justice can make it legal like how in the United States. You have to pass in Parliament. That has to be approved in Parliament. You can't just do that.
But Gary, we are trying to dissect the statement. Who will guard the guards? That's why the Chief Justice did the thing with the LGBTQ. So, you know.
Well, we have some concerns about the Chief Justice too, you know what I mean?
Now who that is now? Because you know they switch around.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, we won't call no name right now, but I'm saying we have some concern on who the Chief Justice is. Anyway.
That the Dominican fella?
No, there's the Attorney General.
But wait, he get cemented in his position yet, Anselm?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The Dominican born guy. The Dominican. Yeah. And they telling you can't go home to run for a seat in Parliament. You born in Trinidad and Tobago. Say that now you understand why. Because if they open up the doors for people like yourself to go in, right? You ain't standing for no nonsense. And Gary and I don't want to deal with them because me and them ain't gonna get along the first day.
I want to lock up
we ain't gonna get along for one day. I know me.
Fish 6 says, Wall Street, how much you want to bet Jacob will be appointed for CAP coming closer to the election?
I
As long
saw
as
that.
Jacob get appointed, whichever party wins in 2025, have to deal with a P&M commissioner for 5 years. I don't understand. I don't understand something. if our government have to appoint a commissioner, that commissioner now becomes a P&M or a UNC commissioner. Is that what it is, boy? Is that what we boil down to?
I thought it would be a Trinbagonian commissioner.
So was Gary Griffith a P&M commissioner?
I thought it'd be a Trinbagonian commissioner.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dr. He had made a mistake when he hired Gary Griffith. He thought he could have used Gary to spin him against certain information because Gary had a fallout with the UNC, so he thought he could use that to his advantage, but that didn't work. Gary was fair and square with everybody.
Let me say hello to Marcia, brave boy. Rose as well.
Marcia, my sister, we love you.
Daryl, welcome. Ulrich, welcome.
Somebody said, Nadia, you're going to sleep. Oh, dear, Nadia, tired.
Answer, what kind of talk is that? What talk is that, Answer? oh. He said, yeah, Miss Dana, take him to Nelson Street in Barbados.
Anyway, I got to skip all that and deal with some issues here, guys. I will talk to you later.
All right, no problem.
Good night, everybody.
Capiza, welcome.
Night, Gary.
My dog, welcome. Yeah, my dog, boy. We haven't seen you in a while, boy. Where you been, partner? Welcome back.
You went on a vacation.
Raj, we see some. Is the wrong thing they pulling? Let me see.
Prakash Prasad.
Yeah, Rennie Mama said even qualified people just do crap. Or say, Gary, there's no more John D.
Weren't you supposed to bring in Takesha?
Qualified people calling all the time. Hey, Takesha, you still want to come and talk? I thought she was in Takesha, if you still want to come, let me know. Yeah. The Speaker of the House. We need to just stop having the party in power elect the Speaker because
it will start there.
Yeah, well, I agree with that, Raj. The plain race don't help Trinidad either. I agree. It doesn't help it. Capiza said Trinidad suffered in the last 7 years. It's P&M handsome. Okay. And Nadia, this is true. I'm sick. This is Nadia. I'm sick of P&M UNC. Both parties don't care about no one. One's the pocket full. Come on, people. You guys don't understand by now. You guys don't. You really don't. You don't.
That's what we've been trying to say.
We're fighting each other. P&M UNC all the time. And who's suffering?
You get licks with a belt from P&M. You get licks with a shoe from UNC. Still licks you get it.
Don't matter. Troy Smith, we don't call nobody no names in here, Troy Smith. What's wrong with you? My ears can hear, my eyes can see. We don't call people names, man. I ain't gonna read the last couple.
Yeah.
We don't
call saying, but they're saying that. Come on, people.
Hey, Albert Montano, boy. Albert, you hear? Albert, Troy. That's why P&M don't like Ansem. He too true to power. Correct is right, Albert Montano. Tell Troy that. Troy! Listen to that boy, Troy. Boy, they don't like me, boy. But listen, at the end of the day, partner, when they don't like me, my wife still loves me. My son and my daughter still love me. Right? I pray to my God and I happy like papi. Them rather like me. When I go to the gas pump, I don't take out a P&M card, you know, and pay with it, you know. When I go to Trader Joe's to buy my organic food, I don't take out an organic P&M credit card, you know, and pay, you know. Right? And that's what we have to start to understand. When you go to the grocery store and price is high, you just take out a UNC card or a P&M card. Yeah? When them fellas raising gas on all the time, you think gas raising on them? When them pull the car to go and fill up the tank, you think them pulling out a minister card, a minister credit card with their name on it? If that their name on it, they know who paying for it? All are we and all are we paying for it?
Taxpayers.
All are we paying for it?
Taxpayers. Hey, Tommy, Rose say your voice is sounding real nice. And the weather is so rainy since morning until now. Tommy have the voice that charms women. How come you don't how come you never charm me?
You see?
Tommy! Tommy!
I don't know.
Tommy!
I don't know. I don't know.
Diana, I read Rose's comment.
Tommy's voice is charm women. Woo, Tommy had a bottle that and sell it, boy.
when, believe it or not, when I had my radio program, there was this one woman used to call all the time to say she just needed to hear my voice. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
Yeah, my dog says, yes, Albert, Anselm loyalty and laugh out loud. He go make a good political leader. He go snitch on us. Oh God. Yeah,
and somehow come the women say your voice is soothing.
Nah, me looking for no woman.
I slip smart, boy. Smart response.
If I'm looking for a woman, I have a soothing voice, but I'm looking for no woman. I could use my real voice.
Looking for a woman, right?
Ansem give a safe response. You know what wife take away your phone.
I have a soothing voice, but if I'm looking for no woman, I have a soothing voice for. Let me go to some quick news here. Let's see what's in the news.
Wait, Rennie say it takes more than a voice to charm me. You got that right, Rennie.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever you say. So folks, they're having a march on they're having a big march coming up. Well, it's not a marching, it's supposed to be some meeting. Wassa having a meeting on the 4th and then on the 11th. So they will be marching soon then.
And then half of them must get sent home too. They're going through all them. Remember I said the next thing they're going to do is retrench after the oil prices, right? The gas price. They're going to cut here, there, and everywhere. Free salaries again, while they're not missing a penny and they're still living large and high off the political trough. Yeah. And what they doing?
You know, people not easy in Trinidad, you know. TNT oil gas sector falling down like Stuart.
They're very creative, you know, very creative.
We good, you know. We the best, you know. Nothing can keep us back, man. Let me see what else he have here.
Rennie said March or not, he still have to pay what he owed them.
Now, the Top Cup said that even though Trinidad is 6th in the world as far as crime is concerned, let me quickly get that. Something wrong with that fella, you know. Something wrong with that fella. Let me see what he says here. I also want to talk about, here it is. So, this is an article in the Express, right? It says, Top Cup maths adjusting the numerator. My focus here is on what our Chief of Police, Acting Commissioner McDonald Jacobs said about our crime rate. We being at number 6 in the world, as reported in the World Population Review 2022. According to the Sunday Express, he explained our crime rate is high. Listen to this, all you. Listen to this. According to the Sunday Express, he explained our crime rate is high because we are efficient in reporting murders.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord, Father, rest our hand.
Let me repeat that for you.
Oh. Why?
According to the Sunday Express, he explained our crime rate is high because we are efficient in reporting murders. Here's what the World Population Review says about our country. Trinidad and Tobago has the 6th highest crime rate in the world. Trinidad and Tobago government faces several challenges in its effort to reduce crime, such as bureaucratic resistance to change. You hear that? This is what said this? The World Population Review said about our country. Trinidad and Tobago government faces several challenges in an effort in its effect to reduce crime, such as bureaucratic resistance to change, the negative influence of gangs, drugs, economic recession, and listen to the last one, an overburdened legal system.
Goodness.
There is a great demand for illegal weapons as well, which drug trafficking and gang-related activities fuel. Trinidad and Tobago has a level 2 travel advisory, meaning that travelers should exercise increased caution. Visitors are typically victims of pickpocketing, assault, theft, and fraud. And he goes on to say, what a lovely report in our country. Should we include this in our tourist brochure? The only consolation I have for visitors is that the local is more likely to be killed than a visitor. And Tommy, I want to ask you a question. And Diana.
Yes, go ahead.
Would you feel more safer in Trinidad today or in the United States of America?
Well, unfortunately, I feel safe in either environment because of how I profile myself.
No, but you gotta pick. You gotta pick one. You can't go to the Waffle House.
Okay, well, I feel safe in the United States.
Diana?
That's a ambiguous question, Ansley.
Was it an ambiguous question? Do you feel safer? If you go to Trinidad, will you feel more safer in Trinidad than in the United States of America?
The only thing is that in Trinidad you don't have these mass shootings going on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. On that level, I feel safer in Tobago, not Trinidad.
I said Trinidad.
Okay. I feel safer in the United States.
Okay. And let me say this, right? At one point in time, when Brooklyn was under siege, I would have loved to be in Trinidad. Right? That is before Giuliani became the mayor of New York. Right? Almost every day was something kind of killing happening in New York. The subways was terrible. It was bad. It was horrible. People were scared. Now, the tide has turned. In Trinidad and Tobago, it appears that, listen carefully here, people, it appears that, right, for certain people in Trinidad and Tobago, it's a scary feeling. It's a scary feeling. And if I had a choice, me personally, right, I love Trinidad and Tobago, but I will wait until things turn around, but I would rather be in the United States of America. Plain talk, bad manners.
Yep.
Yeah, plain talk, bad manners, you know. And this is nothing against the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but looking at stuff, we are sixth in the world, you know, sixth, you know. Sixth, you know. Sixth, you know. You know. And the man tell you we are sixth because we are efficient. We are efficient in reporting crime.
Jesus Lord, murders.
Oh, However, there are parts of Trinidad and Tobago that is a lot safer than other parts.
I still wouldn't feel safe.
Well, you can't stay in these enclaves forever. You have to come out.
I wouldn't feel safe.
Thing.
I just feel I'm targeted. You're a woman. You know, who is she? She ain't belong here. They go watch me. Send somebody to watch you. Not me.
So, Dr. Rowley said the refinery negotiations is ongoing and they need to be more transparent rather than people having to go and do all that set of work and expose them for certain shortcomings.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They need to be transparent. Now, Stuart Young dismissed the Reuters report on Trinidad and Tobago LNG production. Right? Now, Reuters report, you see how them is, boy? Think about this, right? They went on CNN, right? In order to do something, right? And they use that as something glamorous. All right, take win, Stuart, or they take win. But when Reuters does an article, somehow Reuters now, right, is inaccurate and they didn't get the information right. Or maybe somebody from the UNC paid Reuters to write an article that was negative towards Trinidad and Tobago. You see how it is, boy? You see how it is? You see how it is? Boy, listen. Boy, we just can't go on this way.
Nope.
We just can't go on this way. Right? Now listen to this other one. We want a fee increase. And the government is saying no to UE fee increase. The last time UE had a fee increase was about 20-something years ago. Right? Now, I mean, I don't know what the makeup of UE, what's the makeup of UE in Trinidad. But, and the government is going to go and look at gate and so on again. I hope they don't want no fee increase because they want to reduce gate, you know. Speculation. You know, right? Somebody sent a thing to me and asked me if I don't see any positives. Oh yeah, look this one. There's a new PDP film coming out called The Inaccessibles. Wow. A new PDP film. You see when these things start to happen, man? You see when these type of things start to happen, you have to take it seriously.
You have to realize that there's a undercurrent, as Gary would say, that exists in it. And that undercurrent will undermine certain organizations because they want to flatten them, so to speak. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in office a short time. Now, this is Philip Alexander requesting a national debate with Dr. Rowley and Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. I don't understand this. Shouldn't Watson be part of that?
And what gives Philip Alexander that authority to, what's his backing?
But Tommy, I think it's a great idea, you know.
Yeah,
but it just cannot be Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, Dr. Rowley and him.
But it just can't be just randomly. It has to be what do you mean, for the local elections? Is that what you think?
I would think so. You know, I would think so.
In that case, then all the contestants need to be in the fray.
Everybody needs to be. It's a great idea. But everybody needs to be part of it. It just can't be
part of it if that's the case, if it's election centered,
Yeah, yeah,
then,
yeah. So
then
of
it has
course
to be
we'll
planned.
go ahead, Tommy.
It has to be planned carefully. Maybe the university has to host it or something of sorts.
I would like them to have a debate up in Laventille. So folks, it's in the village to the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. We'll be right back. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. It's in the village to the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do, guys? We're gonna actually set up the phone system. I think we're getting to that point where we want to fix up the phone system and we want to take calls from people as well. You know, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get that done as soon as possible. All right. Let me do one more, just a few more news stories here. You have quite a few news stories. Let me just do a few more. What's this one? Okay, forced child marriage. This is a big one in Trinidad too. Forced child marriage, a violation, says senators. That's a big one. We have to discuss that one. Oh, you know what's another one we have to discuss too as well? And I'm going to save this for next time. And again, we're going to see how people say one thing when they're in office, and when they're out of office, they say another thing. And we need to hold our politicians accountable.
Always.
Which one is this? Oh, and we want to discuss this too, right? Because we want to talk about, we're not going to talk about this tonight, but we want to talk about if we should get rid of the Privy Council and set up the Caribbean Court of Justice, where the Caribbean Court of Justice is the final destination for us instead of the Privy Council. Now,
Correct.
I am skeptical about cases going to our Court of Justice in the Caribbean, especially if that is in Trinidad and Tobago.
Props. Let us dance in our burning desires. Let us move till time.
Because you know there's a possibility what might happen.
No, but it's a Caribbean body. It's not a Trinidad and Tobago body.
But if it's in Trinidad, though, I am concerned.
It could be in Trinidad. It could be anywhere in the Caribbean. But it's a Caribbean. It's the panel is a diverse panel. It's not locals.
That's something we have to talk about. But anyway,
right.
I'll be right back,
so,
Anthony.
in the village, my dog post closing comments in the chat. Philip should join with the PNM. It will be a great for Trinidad. Okay,
My goodness. Philip is not going to do that. What we need is Philip, Gary, Watson, and the likes to join forces and come up with a firm plan.
Right. So, my dog Rose, closing comments in the chat. Marcia Braveboy says Philip have been making that call long before Duke became a force to reckon with. Marcia, put closing comments in the chat, please. Rose, my dog says, Ansam, Diana, Tommy, give me your honest opinion. Who do you prefer as president? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? And a brief reasoning if possible. My dog,
Any
we will pick that up another time. But I have to tell you, be honest with you, anybody but Donald Trump.
correct.
In
Amen.
this country, anybody but Donald Trump. If you know what we have to go under Donald Trump in this country, you would not believe it. Not believe it. And some of us who are citizens, we were in jeopardy of being sent back to Trinidad without even a handbag under Donald
Not,
Trump.
not just that, the attitudes that exist under Donald Trump. We're feeling the repercussions of it right now today.
Troy Smith wants us to bring Jack Warner in the village. No, we never had Jack Warner. He didn't come.
They will send me to
Rennie Mohammed.
Barbados.
Put closing comments. Rennie Mohammed, my dog. Ellis, if you're still there. My dog when we come back in China and start our party. Don't vote for me. I too honest boy. I too honest.
Tell
Right?
him you're gonna start a Christmas party up in Chumaka.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a Christmas party in Schumacher. People go afraid. They ain't want to come up in Schumacher. They don't answer me coming up there, boy. Wrong with you? So Rennie, I already see Nadia put closing comments in the chat too. Let me start Nadia closing comments because it was kind of far up. Ulrich, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. I see Lana tonight now. So Takesha, maybe what we will do, we will do that thing on Saturday, okay?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, we will do it on Saturday. And Takesha, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat as well. Right? Let me get this closing comments here. Marcia Brave Boy, my dog. Troy Smith, put closing comments in the chat too. My dog, Troy Smith, Takesha, Marcia Brave Boy, who else? Rennie and Rennie, right? Go ahead, Diana.
Oh, okay. I just want to say, the oppressor is only as strong as you allow them to be, because they have accomplices amongst the oppressed. Stay safe, beloved people. Good night until we meet again in the village. Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you. So, folks, I always say your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. You don't have to see all the flights in the staircase. You only have to see the first flight. And in the words of Martin Luther King, your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all. I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you guys, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, this excerpt is from a book called Fuel, The Energy You Need to Succeed by Dr. Wes Beavis. Just a small excerpt here in one of the paragraphs called, one of the chapters called Realizations. It says, attitude, belief, confidence, drive, enthusiasm, and focus keep you positioned for the best of outcomes in tough times and in good times. Realize that the 6 essentials are absolutely essential. Memorize them and daily recommit to them. Again, attitude, belief, confidence, drive, enthusiasm, and focus. A pleasant good night to each and everyone. I hope we can keep a good attitude and get it right in Trinidad and Tobago. Love you all.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
So here we go. Closing comments by Rose. Tonight's program is very interesting. As usual, Diana seemed to care more about the welfare of the people of Trinidad and Tobago than our own government does. Good night. God bless. Troy says, safe and blessed night to everyone. Marcia Brave Voice says, good night, everyone. Thanks for a wonderful. All right, let me put these comments up. Well, let me go back. This is Rose closing comments. This is Troy's comments. Save and blessed night to everyone. Marcia Brave Boy. Good night, everyone. Thanks for a wonderful objective show as always. My dog says, when the raindrops fall, sun comes out. Dry it up, and then we got no water at all. This weird statement simply means nothing is permanent. Good night. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, my dog. Okay. Rennie Mohammed says, we are all one people under the same sun. Peace and love to everyone. Okay, I'm looking for one of them. Okay, let me look up here instead. Nadia says, blessed night, everyone. Be positive. Don't let the drama of the world get to you. One love in the village till Saturday. Good night. Ansem Tommy Gary Turner. Okay. Okay. And that's it. How are we going to go to this tonight? So there you have it, folks. Those are the closing comments. We're going to go to this song tonight by I like this song, you know. Rennie, I like that song. You really asked for it. Sufferers, Black Stallion. This is real, boy. So, folks, we're going to go to this song tonight by Black Stallion. And, of course, we thank all of you for joining us in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. You know, it's one family, one love. And we continue to thank all of you for joining us Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Saturday, we're going to have Takesha in here to tell her story about her grandson. And we want that to go, we actually want that to go viral because kids should be in school and not at home. So we're going to discuss that on Saturday. Okay? So here we go. Take care.
Who migrate from where, or who living in who faith? Sufferers don't care who from country, sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know
where the next food coming from.
Next one for all them racists. Next one for the racists. Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out, it have a whole set of people don't care what they talking about. A racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catches hell. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear where their food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard. You see so much different race, so much different people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Alvaro, where there gets no water for years. So much different race, so much different color, with a bucket they don't shed in tears. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who live in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear what where their food coming from. Visit the General Hospital, and I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on one dock, or pay a visit to the AIDS ward where they find no cure as yet. People don't know the race. Yeah, remember the color. All they know is that they're facing death. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about what? Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. What? Sufferers don't care who from country. What? Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear where their food coming from. Racist is someone who has something that they want to protect. So they will always keep on talking the race talk till the day of the death. But poor people, we have nothing. Don't know where the next meal coming from. So I want you to go and to tell all the racists, suffering makes us one. Tell the racists.
Sufferers don't care about God.
Sufferers don't care about race.
Sufferers don't care about race.
No, sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Tell the racists.
Sufferers don't care who's from country. Sufferers don't care who's from town.
Sufferers only want to hear what?
Many men food farming.
One more.
Sufferers don't care about God. Sufferers don't care
About rain. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Tell the racists.
Sufferers don't care who's from country.
They don't care who from town.
Sufferers don't care who's from town.
Sufferers only want to know.
Many men food farming.
Love you.
Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers